Minutes in the future. Welcome to another week of the Amateur Dota 2 Contender League. Let's see, this is week number 5, I think now. And we've got another best of 2 as always. I'm following Pot of Envy, so no surprises there. But you see GRIN Reavers, if you remember them from many games we've had in the past. Many seasons, very exciting, even though it's different people. But I'm joined today by Papa Fish. Want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Papa Fish. I play for GRIN Swift, but I'm here to cast the GRIN Reavers game with Ali here.
Wow, and such an impressive voice too. Is this like your casting voice, or is this like your normal voice?
It's half and half. I almost went to school for radio broadcasting.
Whoa!
But decided not to. I chose theater, but not acting. I'm a sound designer for theater.
So lots of sound. Okay, but do you get to use your voice in this, or are you sound designing other people's sounds?
Sound designing other sounds, using my voice to do other things. I use my voice for almost anything I can because I think it's a nice voice.
It is a nice voice. You are one of those people. Oh, did you have to work on it like a long time to get to this point, or do you naturally have kind of a good one?
It has always been like this, which is insane.
I'm quite envious.
No effort at all. It's kind of crazy.
I worked very hard to be able to articulate mildly clearly, and I love speaking too. Like I record audiobook. I used to record audiobooks, like volunteer wise, awesome. But like I have like no endurance, so I kind of die after after these really long sessions. But then it's like grand finals, and they each like 2 hours. I'm dead after like a few hours. It's pretty rough.
Oh, I feel that.
Wow. But it's nice to have two people. Then I'm not the one like talking all the time. I mean, I love to talk, so I'll try to take the breaks so you can talk. But I mean, I'm used to doing it and just kind of rambling myself.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm more of an analyst than a play-by-play, so.
Perfect.
Yes.
So background on this series. Let me double check all the standing stuff. We are indeed in week number 5. And let's see, Pot of Envy and GRIN Reavers. Each team has 4 wins. That's a 50% win rate. They are right in the middle of the pack. Pretty much guaranteed to get into playoffs at this point. I think at least the top 16 teams, maybe the top 18, I forget. I think last year it was like...
I think it's 16.
18, okay, so 16. That makes the most sense as far as the brackets go. So they're kind of like near the bottom. They definitely need to like either both win a game, or if one person loses both games, they're probably going to be out, depending on how the other two people do. They are 13 and 11, but they're all tied with 4 wins. So who knows? It's all weird. PSGS is leading 8 wins. PSG, I don't get PSGS. They seem to like do really well every single season, and they stick to the rules. They're known for that. If you didn't know, back from like history of them, there's a whole lot of like drama around them just because they all these rules around pauses and very weird things happened. But they always do really well up until the playoffs, and then for some reason they like every season the past like 3 or 4 seasons they just lose pretty early in the playoffs. I don't know why. It's very odd.
That's interesting.
We shall see. And we have 3 Pot of Sins teams now. Pot of Pride seems to be doing pretty good. I'm very mad at Pot of Pride because that's the team Gambit and Jamie went to, and they used to be on Kobolds, and so I'm very mad at Gambit for leaving his team because that's rude. He is selling out to Pot of Pride, and then Pot of Wrath, I don't really know. They're different. I don't know all the teams, and I love Goat 5. They're like, because they have Fred, and Fred used to be on, and I don't know. I've been doing this a while, so I know a lot of people. And I have favorites.
That's cool.
We will, and I'm glad you played for GRIN Swift, so you can kind of counterbalance my love of Envy. And with your, I don't know if you love GRIN, but you at least know people in one of the GRIN teams.
I'm very close to the carry player for GRIN Reavers, and I know adjacently most everyone else on the team. So
which one's their carry this time around? I feel bad about it because I love GRIN Reavers because of Big Daddy Odin at mid. I just love saying his name, and then I love Greybush. Greybush is my #1 favorite player name in the community so
Greybush
far.
is the 5 position, I believe. Simba, or Ro is his in-game name, is the carry player. He plays a lot of PL, so be looking for that in this game. He plays a mean PL. They'll be looking to pick that.
We'll see who gets it, because I know Phantom loves playing PL as well. And
so it's a contested hero. That's very interesting for this.
I'm expecting to see some set of bans. I know Greybush is quite good at Nyx. I remember when they played last season, and he just wrecked them so hard on Nyx. Greybush was awesome. And they'll probably ban out all of Snowstorm's mid heroes on Envy side. No Viper, no TA, no Puck. I don't know. We'll see. There's a standard set of things that I seem to see continuously, and these teams have played each other a lot. So I don't know. I guess Reavers has a different lineup than these two. It is different people. Aside from Greybush.
Reavers is playing without their captain this week, is what I've heard. So it'll be interesting to see the prep that has been taken in order to try to counter the gameplay of Envy here, because captain very important in the drafting and general shot calling phase. So I believe Ro is actually taking the reins of that for this week, but they are playing with a stand-in. I don't remember. I think it's an offlaner that is getting replaced for this week.
Hopefully they found an offlaner to replace. They don't have to like shuffle things around.
Oh yes, that would be very rough.
It does happen sometimes.
That would be really rough.
We've had some really fun stuff where, last week was really fun with Envy. Their mid and their carry swapped, and it was totally out of left field, and it was a really, really fun game. Everyone was so confused.
That's
I like
interesting.
it when
was it a pick? Was it a pick thing, or was it just?
Oh yeah, they got counterpicked. They picked. Let's see.
Okay.
The other team picked Bat as their mid at the end. It was gonna be up against Monkey King, which would have been just awful. So they swapped their carry, who was on Gyro, to mid, and the Monkey King went in the safe lane.
See, I love flexibility in players for that, because that shows how strong a team can be if you can change, on your feet to pick a hero to make your lanes better and probably win the game because of it. That shows a strong team, in my opinion.
That is for sure. And I'd never seen Phantom play mid before, and he did. Well, he just farmed, so it wasn't that dramatic. But it was cool to see that he could do it, and he definitely won his lane. I feel like they lost the game. Like last week was, I think 1-1. They might have lost the second game. It was really fun because Nomad was filling in on the other team, and I love Nomad too. Co-caster,
filling in for other teams.
Are you? Oh, are you in the thing? Oh, the lobby's up.
I'm not in a lobby.
Lobby is up.
All right.
Greybush is being so mean to me. Fine, Greybush. He's being mean. Greybush. So I'm not happy with you. So rude. So rude. Co-caster is coming.
Now, where can I find the password?
Password. It is on the. I'll just send it to you. But it's on the
Okay.
It's on the main the play on page. The 82L webpage.
That's where I was looking,
but
yeah. I'm apparently blind. But I am here.
I will send you the link, and then maybe you're on the wrong page. It is like
probably on the wrong page.
Under match details, under official match time, it says lobby password.
Oh, it says server not found when I try to search that. Interesting.
That is weird. You can't access that webpage? That is really weird.
Like my internet is possibly just messing it up.
Well, I'm glad you at least can connect to Dota and you can connect to Discord. That is
so interesting. My internet sometimes just doesn't allow me to connect to websites, but I can still be connected to everything else. It's very interesting.
What? I'm sure there's some explanation for that. I'm sure if I thought hard about it enough about it, then I could come up with some plausible explanation. But I don't know enough about. I mean, I guess if you already established the Dota and Discord ones, and presumably if the problem is not just your internet totally going bonkers, then it could be that you've already pre-established these, so you don't have to refresh the sockets, and your internet just happened to go out at that time, and so you can't establish new ones. Maybe. But I don't know. That's just all hypothetical. Oh, and those of you watching, the snack of the day is edamame, because I had a frozen bag of edamame, and I decided I wanted it. And I dumped a whole bunch of salt on it, and now it's like the best thing in the world because it's very salty, and I like salt apparently.
Salt is one of those, you know, the best seasonings. It really brings out the flavor in anything.
It really does. Because edamame is pretty boring without it. I wouldn't really eat it if it didn't have salt on it.
I love like getting the wasabi peas and just pouring salt on them as well. Very nice.
Ooh, people do like wasabi peas.
Oh,
I
yes.
get kind of bored of the ones that are like, yeah, that you get in the bag and they're dried. They're okay, but I like more of the warm stuff when they put wasabi on like weird things at the restaurants. You can put wasabi on edamame. Wasabi is just fun. For sure.
Agreed.
Okay, I'm like halfway through this bag. I probably shouldn't eat all of it, but I can't resist. Well,
Hey, if
everyone
it's good,
seems
it's
to be
good.
here, but for some reason, Biggie is the captain is no longer here. He's typing in the chat, but he is not on the thing. I don't know. And then Pent Jack. Okay, so Simba is the right person. Grey Bush, we know Grey Bush. Is Prophecy the new person? I always get so confused because like the name, you know, they have a different team name and a different Dota
shows-
name.
Prophecy showed on the 82L website, so I guess Prophecy is
Oh.
correct. I think Tic
That's
Tac.
true. Oh, and Pent
That's
Jack's
the
there.
person that I'm not seeing.
Okay. I always get so
let me-
confused because they have like, there's a name on 82L, and there's two names in Dota because there's their Dota name and then there's their tournament name or their esports
Yeah.
name. And so like Biggie, I just know it's Biggie even though his name is Fatty Too Fat. I know it's Biggie. It's very interesting. And I love how they changed their stuff. Biggie used to have a really creepy logo with like this monkey face. And I kept telling him, hey, it's freaking me out. Eventually he changed it. Yay, everyone's here.
Very cool.
So much is on the line. It is week number 5. Only one more week to go. They both need to win at least one game to stay in the running, I think. To stay safe. To be
That
safe, quote
sounds
unquote.
correct, yes.
Yeah.
A very pivotal week.
So pivotal. Everything is on the line. Oh, I don't think we have big pot this year. I don't think, did anyone contribute again? Last season we had people contribute, and so then the prize pool was really big.
I've not heard anything about an increased
I need to ask,
pool.
what's his face? That guy who does the money. I forget. The big admin dude.
The financier.
Seth, that's his name. I need to ask Seth if anyone's done it. Maybe I can donate
That would
something.
be really cool though, if there is an increased prize pool.
It would be cool. I wonder because MV won last season. I wonder if they what they do with it. If they just like evenly distribute it, or if they like use it towards the next season, or whatever they do. I'm kind of curious.
It looks like the teams are, or at least one team is ready. GRIN Reavers are ready.
Both of them. Simba has to go to the bathroom, but maybe afterward. And we are ready. I bought Phantom because in like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, he played Spectre, and I was so mad at him because he did not have the Spectre Arcana. He just had normal Spectre. And I was like, dude, why are you playing Spectre? You don't play Spectre anyway. Why are you playing Spectre? So I promised him if he won the game, I would get him the Battle Pass levels to get the Arcana. But then I didn't
How
realize
nice.
that I wasn't friends with him. Apparently I forgot about his friend request, or we somehow missed it. And now Steam has the whole 30-day window on it. So I'm hoping that, like, I think we became friends like 2 weeks ago. Hopefully the Battle Pass stays open for 2 more weeks, and then I can send him the Battle Pass levels before it's like closed. Because it's like 1 more week left, right? 1 more week left on Battle Pass?
I believe it is 11 days.
Oh god, it's gonna be so close.
Or 12. Yes.
Hopefully they'll leave it open afterward. Like, maybe you can't win more prizes, but maybe you can still, if you have things, you can use them, I hope. Otherwise, I just have 100 levels for no reason. 125 levels.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that you can't, I don't like the fact that you can't, like, buy the Arcana, personally, just on the marketplace. locking it behind the battle pass and
Yeah.
the inability to
Classic
just give
Dota.
people... Oh yes, I'm a Wisp player, so an IO player.
Did
so
you
I
did you
had to
get
get
it?
the
I got it. I got
Oh,
it at that
did.
time when they did it. I was so excited.
Oh, I did. That was the only battle pass that I spent any money on, like actual money on, because I was like, the one hero I play is getting an Arcana. I have to get it. So I did, and it is my most prized possession.
I like honestly never play Wisp. Like I am such a bad Wisp, but I loved the Portal Cube so much, and I've played it since then. But I am just like the worst IO ever. I couldn't resist
I
them anymore.
learned, when I learned Dota, I learned it playing IO, which is a crazy thing to do. I do not recommend anyone learning Dota to just try to play Wisp.
So you went
that is
straight
how
to
I
Wisp.
learned.
Okay, okay. We got a coin toss. GRIN Reavers has won the coin toss. Let's see what they choose. Envy usually picks first pick. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
usually
the
first
best
pick
thing
is the way to go, because last pick isn't as important.
I always rather have last pick, but I'm obviously not as good as they are apparently. Or I don't think far enough ahead. I don't know. Because I'd rather have the last pick so you can counter pick whatever the thing is, and then you can have your ambiguous pick to like swap your mid around, which I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely depending on how your team plays. Like my team, our mid is very impactful. If he wins the lane, he almost always wins. So we take last pick so we can just counter pick the mid and try to win. But some teams, if their like central point isn't their mid, they might prefer first pick just so they can get, you know, the Luna or another just big important hero first. It says I'm in offline mode.
You're in offline mode. That's
what it
very
says.
odd. Well, the draft has
Yeah, it
begun.
seems like I've lost Steam connection.
Oh
Let me,
no! That means just not gonna connect. You're gonna make him have to redo
Oh,
the
no.
thing.
Well, let me try to fix this.
Yes.
Real quick, like.
I will tell them it's your fault. So don't blame each other. It's okay. It's happened before.
Hello, I believe I'm back. I'm restoring connection.
Are you no longer in offline mode?
It is coming back now, taking a little while.
I keep wanting to call you Papa Duck for some reason.
Hey, I'll take it. Ducks are cool.
Papa, whatever. It's definitely a different feel than Daddy Odin.
Yeah, same, almost the same, but very different energies, I feel.
Extremely different energies. Just because they both have the daddy / papa thing. But then you got Odin and Fish. My blood sugar is freakishly low. Okay, here we go. Now transitioning over to drafting phase. Intro time.
So,
Oh, I gotta do the thing. I gotta do the intro. Wait, are you doing the mic in the game? Did you turn it on, by the way?
let me do that real quick.
You do like the audio and then like open mic on team and then mute code broadcasters, probably.
10 seconds remaining.
I'll just do the intro.
Mute? Yes, I've done it. I'm
Okay,
good.
cool.
Remaining.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to week number 5 of the Amateur Dota 2 Contender League Season 32. We are here as always on a Thursday night following my, I want to say favorite team, but I mean, that's a bit unfair, but Pot of Envy versus GRIN Reavers. It is a best of 2. Both teams are tied at 4 wins apiece. 1 more week to go. Both of them need at least 1 win out of tonight's series to stay kind of safe to get into the playoffs. And I'm joined tonight by first-time co-caster Papa Fish.
Hello, I am Papa Fish. I'm here to watch the GRIN Reavers versus Pot of Envy game.
And we are going to root for both sides neutrally because we are so unbiased as unbiased casters. I will show no favoritism at all. Because
I will also not show any favoritism.
10 seconds.
especially to Gray Bush, who was mean to me before, but whose name I love to death. So, okay, Gray Bush. But yeah, here we go. Bans are
Dire team
very random. I don't know these bands at all. Why do they ban Terrorblade and Lion? Like, Envy never ever plays Terrorblade, and I've only seen them play Lion like one time. Okay. And Envy bans
I
Wyvern
wouldn't know why.
and Hoodwink. Hoodwink has been
But Envy
pretty
did take the first
pretty
pick,
visible
which
lately.
leaves it leaves Reavers with the last pick, so they do have that counter pick available to them.
Radiant team pick.
There we go. Classic, classic. First pick is always Warlock or AA. Like every single time if it's available. They've been favoring Ancient Apparition lately. That'll be for Biggie, aka Fatty Too Fat.
10 seconds.
I feel like
remaining.
AA's it's a pretty versatile hero. It can
5
run
seconds
either as a
remaining.
4 or 5. Typically you want it as the 5. But it can be both. It leaves a little bit of ambiguity, but it is also one of the top heroes of the patch, which is why you want the first pick, so you can take it.
Yeah, Envy has definitely had some good success with AA. I like AA personally, and definitely a bit flexible. I do prefer to combo AA with someone else, like either with a root to help secure the cold feet or another slow. I don't know, but definitely a good counter to many heroes. Lots of good stuff.
Oh yes. Speaking of counters, Grimstroke is picked by Reavers, which is a good counter pick to a PL that might possibly come out. You were saying Envy like to play the PL.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I would. They did leave it open technically for second pick for either team to pick it.
5 seconds
It does seem
remaining.
pretty rare that they pick their carry on the second pick, but it's going to be banned out for sure in the well, I can't say for sure, but pretty sure they would ban it out in the second round of bans. Grimstroke.
If it's
Wait,
not picked up by Reavers.
how does
I would be very
Grimstroke
surprised if they second picked it.
does Grimstroke? You're saying Grimstroke counters PL as far as the stroke of fate,
It's
or
pretty good
the
against PL, at least in the early mid phase, because
okay.
Grimstroke's Q kind of annihilates all of the illusions and just amps up the damage
Very
for
true.
any hero that's caught in
Dire
it.
team pick.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not aware of the. Oh, they're going this thing. Okay. Y'all did it one time before, and I know it's awesome. Just as bad as the Lich Juggernaut combo, but this is just
Yes.
redonkulous.
Just a classic
10
laning
seconds
combo.
remaining.
They're looking to get some kills for sure in that
5
safe lane.
seconds remaining.
We'll see if Envy can pick someone that can lane up against that. Definitely a rough one. And GSP likes to play very aggressively, not known for hanging back and avoiding these kind of things. So it's going to be interesting.
Should be a bloodbath then, which is fun.
I do like that.
So
Nyx is still open.
Good laning things with AA. I like CK. I don't know how meta CK is right now, but AA CK is one of those classic combos.
Very true.
You almost always get a cold feet proc that way.
Well, we got
But
the
they get
axe.
for the off lane.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I would definitely assume it's off lane, not like a carry axe. That
10
I've never seen
seconds
them
remaining.
run a pause one axe. So up against a Grimstroke and Juggernaut as an
Dire
axe.
team ban.
That's dangerous in the sense that axe is gonna be up in their face, and so very susceptible to the spin Inkswell combo. But if he can do it right, he can keep them damaged enough. It might be okay.
Yeah, I feel like Axe is pretty decent against it. If you're lucky with your spin procs,
10
you
seconds
can
remaining.
at least hurt the jug back and make him not want to keep running at you.
5 seconds remaining.
Although it is mainly magical damage coming to the axe, so you don't get the damage reduction that Call would give you if it was right clicks.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes for Vanguard first or goes for the Hood because of all the magic damage. Because typically you'll go the Vanguard just because you want to get attacked and you want to get spins.
Radiant team.
But all that magic damage, you need something. There's the bans, Viper and Puck, and then next ban will be TA. Come on, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Do the things. Follow the trend.
Let's see if
10
they do the
seconds
TA.
remaining.
That would
Dire team ban.
oh, a Luna ban.
PL is still in the
also-
mix too. We gotta be aware of that.
PL is still there. I would still be surprised if Envy picked it into the Grimstroke.
That is true.
personally.
But against like Jug, it's pretty good.
It is pretty solid. Which
And if
might
Grim's in the
make
safe
me
lane,
want to
then it won't really have much of an impact on PL.
10 seconds
They'll be
remaining.
opposite sides. Potentially. I guess they could mix things up.
5 seconds remaining.
There's always the opportunity for that.
I know Phantom likes AM too. AM, of course, will get wrecked by Soulbind, but a lot of spells to reflect. Potentially. I haven't seen AM in a long time. That is weird. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Life Stealer.
Radiant
That's also a
team
classic.
Hmm
Wouldn't
Especially
be
with
too
the
bad.
Razor not in the pool anymore.
There we
Razor's
go.
pretty good against the Life Stealer.
That's true.
The Storm Spirit ban on the side of Envy. They're targeting the mid.
10 seconds
That's a good one.
remaining.
Like a Storm would do very well up against AA and up against Axe.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, mobility. Mobility is key there.
Oh yeah.
Which is why the puck probably also got banned. They don't want GRIN Reavers mid to be mobile, it would seem.
Gotta be on PL. Come on. Enemy's gonna pick PL. Well, maybe they won't. Maybe they're confident, like you said, with the Grimstroke. I would still
Radiant team
pick PL.
Ember Spirit, so TA is still in the pool.
That is a sign they don't know Snow very well. Well, they should know Snow, but Snow does not really play Ember Spirit. He doesn't seem to enjoy any of the spirits. Sometimes no Storm Spirit, but none of the other spirits.
So are we expecting a TA pick on the side of
10
Envy
seconds
here?
remaining.
TA or Monkey King. I guess we'll see how this stuff plays out.
5
TA, Monkey
seconds
King, or Death
remaining.
Prophet. Those three. Death Prophet's like, I think I've seen him play that the most because he never gets banned out. And so it's just like the safety pickup at the end.
Team pick.
Grey Bush!
Yes.
Woo! Grey Bush, you just made my day. Oh yeah. That's what I like to see. This is going to be a nightmare for Biggie. Nyx is pretty good up against AA, at least in my
Oh, yes.
opinion. And Grey Bush is really, really, really good at harassing in that lane, like
10
in the
seconds
off lane.
remaining.
Well, his off lane. Very,
Mhm.
very good.
I love
5
to see a good
seconds
Nyx
remaining.
play, so this should be very nice.
Blackout
I
also
love
plays a good
against-
Nyx. Ooh, Blackout also plays a pretty mean Snapfire. I would love to see a Snapfire. Because that'll help protect Axe a little bit, get him out of danger, also helps initiate. Lots of good potential with Snapfire.
Yeah, that Snapfire Axe is actually a pretty good combo because he also
Oh.
holds him there for the.
Oh, but Nyx just wrecked Snapfire. Never mind, I forgot. That's what happened
Oh,
the
it-
last time. I remember it now. It's coming back to me. Greybush played
We're
Nyx.
going too
They
deep
played
into theory
Snapfire,
here.
and he only ever got off like one kiss every time. It was just awful.
Because at max level, the Carapace is what 10-second cooldown.
Yeah, it's so
Maybe
good.
even
And
smaller.
all of Snapfire's skills are, you can see them. They all have travel time, so you can
Radiant team
block any of them. Ridiculous.
The Tusk.
Ooh, I like that. That is so good. That's a
Tusk
good
Axe.
good counter to Jug and Grimstroke, and I guess Nyx to a certain extent. Snowball save is going to be key here.
It will be.
10 seconds
Okay, my
remaining.
blood sugar is very low. I don't feel very low, but it says it's very low.
5 seconds remaining.
Can you even hear when my phone makes those loud noises?
I did not.
Oh, well that's
I
good.
did not.
Then I will just act low, and I might be very nonsensical sometimes, but that makes it more fun.
That is true. That is true.
The edamame is getting very cold, by the way. It's starting to lose its excitement. Cold edamame is very boring. Ugh. Oh no, I didn't post on all the Discords. I didn't do that. I always forget that. I need to post that we're doing the thing. Let me do that. You can
While
cover.
we wait for the pick, it's a Broodmother 4th pick.
Whoa!
They
Whoa!
have last pick. but
Wait,
they
against
they
an
take the
axe?
Broodmother.
Against an axe?
Against an axe.
What kind
They
of
pick the Broodmother.
what?
Simba, have you lost your mind?
This is their time to just prove me wrong, because I love it when this happens. You pick someone who is just directly countered, and then you win. You show them up.
Yes.
Seconds remaining.
Oh my goodness, this is so interesting.
Is this a mid brood, or is this a? What do people do these days?
I
Is
would
it
hope it's a mid brood,
Offlane
but
brood.
it's really strange to 4th pick a brood when you have last pick. You have the final pick,
that is true. Why the heck would you review it like? What?
and then they get the gyro. Yeah,
There we go,
like,
Phantom on the
they
gyro.
Put a direct counter in the pool while they have the
This
final
is
pick.
so
That is
weird.
Interesting draft choice there.
Okay, we're almost.
Very interesting. Both teams are less than 30 seconds left in their reserve time, though, so maybe the time pressure, time crunch is getting to them.
I'm very curious now if, because Envy they could swap some things and put Axe wherever the Brood is just to have the ultimate counter, but I don't know about. It's probably not really worth it unless. I don't know where Brood's gonna be though. Is it mid Brood or off lane Brood?
I would hope it's mid Brood. Although an offlane Brood Mother Nyx could be interesting.
Biggie's gonna have to just stay kind of out of lane, and then Gyro, whenever Flak Cannon and stuff is down, like Rocket Barrage is gonna do squat. It's just
yes. Oh, that's so interesting.
Well, Envy is banning out more mid, so they are expecting an off lane Brood apparently. Or they're just as clueless. Oh, there we go. There's a TA ban.
Finally.
Death Prophet is the last one left. Envy. Death Prophet. Shadow Fiend also is in the mix, but up against Nyx in this lineup, I don't think Shadow Fiend's a good idea. But he does it anyway, just because he likes to mess with people. Also, Monkey King wouldn't be half bad. You can just like face down the Brood, get your stacks, and then do a big, whatever, boundless strike and clean up all the spiders. Something with AOE, more AOE.
Yes, I will always recommend more AoE, especially against a Brood Mother. I've lost many a pub game to Brood Mother because the team lacks AoE.
I felt so weird when they did the whole shift and made the spiders her ult, but then it made a lot more sense after a while. But I was so freaked out at the beginning. I was like, how are you gonna play her now? You can't do anything till level 6.
It removes the dominance of the lane pre-level 6, but ramps it up after then. So it makes it slightly more balanced, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't think I like it very much, but it does kind of fix the issue of a Brood just winning the lane from level 1.
I did like that. Yeah.
It makes you have to try now.
Bolus is cool. Oh no, Death Prophet! Oh god, Snow, what is left? Besides Monkey King?
1 second.
What's in your hero pool?
Leshrac.
That perfect. I approve.
Although Nyx is pretty good against Leshrac, all that AoE.
That is true.
Guaranteed a stun, and because it's an int hero, Nyx's mana burn does 600 plus damage.
Oh,
4-second cooldown.
10 seconds remaining.
There's the problem with all the spells they have that do AoE that they can't really control. Nyx is gonna be able to counter every single or mess with all of them.
Yes.
Okay. Well, they for sure countered the Brood Mother. Take that, GRIN Reavers.
Where the Brood Mother goes here.
It was all it was a bait and switch. There's like they dropped the Brood Mother as their 4th pick because they're like, okay, we want you to counter it hard, and they did. And now we're gonna counter with someone even more ridiculous, like Void Spirit, or
Bristleback.
Oh, that's just mean.
Interesting. So it is a Brood mid. Or is it a Bristle mid?
Is Tic Tac? Tic Tac, you said you thought was the 3?
I believe Tic Tac is their 3, but Pentjack is playing the Nyx.
Grey Bush, what is your problem?
5. Grey Bush 5 is playing the Grim.
That was your eponymous hero. I am so depressed now, Grey Bush. Just up and down this whole series so far, being mean to me and then recovering and then just oh god.
And we're only just starting the first game.
Whew. And we got Biggie with the big claws, of course. We got the cool electric Juggernaut. I love it. I have not seen that set before.
Me either. That's a very cool set.
Pentjack has nothing and Tic Tac has nothing. Where are your equipped things? I put a lot of enjoyment into looking at people's skins. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So what do you think? We've seen the lineup. I have no idea what to think. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a Brood mid against the Leshrac. I think the Lesh wins the lane. I really like Pot of Envy's draft, although if GRIN Reavers, if they can hold on, I think they can take it. The laning phase might be rough, but if this Brood goes off, I think they can take it.
I feel like they could put the Brood in the off lane and put Bristle mid, but yeah, I don't know which one's Prophecy and which one's Tic Tac. Because to me, it would make more sense put the Bristle mid, who'll do way better against Lesh, and then put the Brood Mother bot against Gyro and AA, because Brood would do way better, I would think.
At a macro level, I agree with you. And it looks like the Brood is going top. So it is an offlane Brood and a mid Bristleback.
That seems like
So
a
it is
very
a
good
Brood Nyx offlane.
Brood Nyx.
Which I like. I think that's the best way to lane this, how they've picked it. The Bristleback lanes up pretty well against the Leshrac. I think the Leshrac does, however, start with a magic wand, so they know that this Bristle is going mid. They've prepared.
How do they know? They just know. They know.
They're seeing into the future.
Sometimes these people are just on another level, and I just don't understand it sometimes. Oh,
They've apparently done their preparation, which is nice to see. It's nice to see teams actually putting in the effort to get good.
Ooh, 5 hero smoke. Envy's gonna only encounter. Oh, Simba, they're crossing paths.
Simba!
Simba went the other direction.
Around.
Ooh, Envy loves this. They have a
really
really
missed
good first blood lineup. They have so much damage. They could really easily get first blood, but nobody's there.
And they're going to go
All the way?
to the top rune. There's
All the
not
way. Oh,
a
then wears
Reavers
off.
hero there. Simba's gonna get both bot runes. They've pinged them. They know they're there. They've been shown by the tower.
Wait, I'm confused. Do towers reveal smoke?
They do if you get too close, and the tier 2 towers, if you get, even somewhat close to them, they'll reveal you faster than the tier 1s.
How did I not know that? I don't know how I did not know that. Well,
I learned that today, so don't feel bad.
yes, now I learned. I was like, why in the world did Axe randomly appear out of the smoke when everyone else was still in smoke? That kind of ruined it right there. So they got one.
So they show, and they get 3 of the 4 runes. The only rune that PoE gets, Pot of Envy, is the safe top rune.
They do destroy that Obs ward at mid though. That was a good pickup by Biggie.
That is big.
Pentjack is doing a bit of harassment up atop on Biggie. Okay, time for roll call now that everyone's kind of settled into their lanes. Up at top, we've got Phantom on this infamous Gyro, as we've seen many times, supported by Biggie on the Ancient Apparition, taking a whole lot of harassment. Very nice. Another impale by Pentjack. Biggie is just dropped a ward down right in front of Nyx's face. Hopefully he saw that. Biggie's taking quite a lot of damage, but has a salve. She'll be okay. They're up
He's
against.
He's gonna get run out though. Pentjack's following.
He's going all the way.
He goes back.
Does not have enough mana, but has the boots.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Boots.
They're up against the Brood. Tic Tac on the Brood. Should be a pretty interesting lineup. And then it's supported by Pentjack on the Nyx. Oop. So close to having mana for the Impale. But Biggie's already backed up a lot. The healing salve has been cancelled. No fun at all. Over at mid, we've
moved his Iron Branches to his inventory, so he gets that minimal extra HP.
Very smart. Over at mid, we've got Snow. Oh, lands that Split Earth onto Prophecy in your face. Snowstorm on the Lesh up against Prophecy on the Bristleback. They are just having a grand old time. Each of them have the magic wands because each of them knows the other person's going to spam a lot of spells. Going for the Water Rune. Snow drops the Edict. Oh, just zoning Prophecy out so hard. Following up. There's the Courier. It's not going to really get a kill, but Snow does. I don't know what that was for, but sure. Prophecy gets the other Water Rune. Very dramatic.
Oh, it is. It's very nice. Shaping up very nicely.
Over at bottom, tag team onto Simba. Simba has... Oh, Inkswell has popped, but a little bit of miscommunication there. Did not go for the Blade Fury or anything. It is only level 2, so it wouldn't have been a kill. Okay, so down at bottom, finally, we've got GSP on the naked axe. Well, naked, but like the non-axe axe with the hands instead of axe, which I hate, but it still looks kind of cool. GSP on that axe, supported by Blackout on the Tundra. Pentjack kills the Courier. He is everywhere.
Got the boots. Got the Gyro's boots.
And they're up against Simba, who's taking a little bit of damage. Gets the Battle Hunger off onto Simba on the Juggernaut, and then supported by Grey Bush on the Grimstroke, who is not playing
Not the Nyx.
the Nyx. Over at top, they're picking up
this is a very
Biggie.
interesting start already. The axe is beating the Jug in last hits, although it's not by much. Mid lane is almost exactly even on CS, but top, the Gyro is winning.
That's a bit, yeah, I
And
guess
that
I
is
wasn't really
without
sure he would win. Gyro versus Brood, like, because Brood, Doesn't have very high base attack, but well, now she's doing okay, and she has the Coiling Blade, so that's good amount. And she's not level
She's
6
doing
yet, so she can't
fine.
snowball yet.
Yes.
Oop, going
and
in. There's a homing
doing
missile.
good job up here.
There's the the sun is like hopefully gonna proc, and it does not. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's a first blood on bot.
What in the
We
world?
kill the jug.
On to Simba. Simba does get the Coiling Blade off. Was it a? They tried for the combo. They
It
tried
looks
for
like they
Inkswell
went-
combo.
Yeah, it looks like they went in to try to kill the axe with the Inkswell. It is on cooldown. They
Snowball
went in,
save.
but
It was snowball saved.
Have slain Radiant's innocent courier.
Oh no.
oh, snowball save. Very, very cool to see that. But he does get out. He gets the first blood on the safe laner.
And gets the courier kill. But that is Tusk right there. Wait, yeah, that's Tusk. Snowball save. It just perfectly counters that Inkswell Blade Fury combo. If you commit, then he just snowballs. If you don't commit, he doesn't snowball. It's a very good hero.
It's a trap, and he does partially block the pull from the Grimstroke, so that's very nice. He's playing well. They've got that aggressive ward here behind the tower to know when they can dive and when they shouldn't. It's very smart. Tusk also starting with boots level 1. I love to see that on position 4s because it lets you run around and just be more active. Like this Nyx, still level 1, but he's got a double stack on the Ancient. He misses the stack here.
Oh, so close. But he's done a lot of good harassment
Bruce
on the
level
big game.
5.
It's been pretty significant.
Yes.
So top Tic Tac is almost at level 6. That's going to be a bit of a scary point. He is okay now. He's tied with Phantom, but he has a slight edge XP wise.
Well, and that's the Nyx playing well Pent Jack. He's just let the Brood take solo lane because there's no chance the Brood can die here against an
There's the
AA
missile.
Gyro. So they're just
hunger.
letting him get max farm. There's an attempt bot, Blade Fury, Inkswell. He has to run away Simba. Snowball.
Counter on a Simba, but he is a
And-
little bit too fast. GSP does not
cannot
have
get in.
boots.
He salves up. GSP does not have... Oh, he gets salved by the Tusk. Very
Such
nice
a good
support
teammate.
there.
Blackout, you are just the best. Stroke of Fate goes out trying to cancel us out. Does not connect. GSP's got full Vanguard now. He's like, I don't need this magic resistance.
Vanguard at 6 minutes.
Whew. Yeah, 6 minutes. That is crazy.
That is insane.
Penjack,
The
another
top
impale.
last hits, Axe, Gyro, and Bristle. The mid lane is still just a CS fest.
Jeez.
Trading last hits. They're both low mid. The haste ring popped on the Shrek.
Prophecy
Thinking
got
about
the
going
soul
after the
ring.
Bristleback.
Going for Hood next. Makes perfect sense.
Oh, the call on the Jug bot. He inkswells and
Oh,
gets dunked. The
snowball
level
to
6
dodge.
Axe.
Killed the. Oh, jeez. They're gonna
this
keep
is
going forward. Nice
disaster.
shard block onto Grey Bush. Grey Bush getting tag team down, slowed to death. The tower is just making him spin even more, and there's the Coiling Blade to finish off Grey Bush. Double kill for
Nothing they can
GSP.
do. Absolutely nothing they can do. Huge off
Oh
lane
my
here
goodness.
by Envy.
Such a good position. That 6-minute Vanguard, he is just sustainable to no end, and wow. This Tusk was perfect against this lineup. It went from the perfect combo we saw as with the first 2 picks to not really doing much anymore.
Yes, it makes you think what they're going to do now because they can either stay in this bot lane and just keep destroying Simba,
Dire's top tower is
or they can start roaming and try to stop this Brood. This Brood is
Radiant's middle tower is
pretty farmed, is going after the tower now, has a lot of spiderlings and pushing the wave. The Gyro is already in the jungle, Phantom.
Radiant's
Yeah, they're gonna have to
Already
rotate
hitting
something because
jungle.
yeah, Phantom can't face the Brood alone anymore. He can't. It's just not gonna happen.
Snowstorm takes the mid tower already, 7 minutes.
Any TPs
7.5
to
minutes.
top. Time to drive off
Right
the
out
Tic
with
Tac.
the Brood.
Spiders, so much farm. Wow.
Ooh, he lets him take it. That's not very good. Well, it's great for the Shrek. It looks like they're posturing to go again on bot. Greybush is under his tower. He gets snowballed.
Oh,
and
Inkswell goes out. Is it gonna connect? And it does. Oh, Coiling Blade
they
almost,
missed the
but not
dunk.
quite
The
on the
Inkswell
threshold.
hits. Oh, but the shards.
Sure, it's so good.
can't
There's
get
the Phantom's
away.
Embrace going out. Another Stroke of Fate. Can they catch on a Grey Bush? They're just slowed so much in silence. GSP, Battle Hunger up in 3 seconds.
Still running. We have the Nyx
Snowball up.
rotating. A level 2
Second.
Nyx, though. There's not much he can do.
And here comes Jug. Here comes
Snowball.
Jug. Impale connects onto Axe. Snowball's there. Battle Hunger should finish off Grey Bush. There's the Blade Fairy out, and GSP's probably going to go down, but he dodged. He goes out. He has his movement speed from the Battle Hunger. Phantom's Embrace goes out. Inkswell connects onto Blackout. Down goes Biggie in the meantime at top. Healing Ward to heal up Grey Bush, who is very close to dying.
And the Brood takes the top tower. Very interesting early game here.
And Snow's Courier just died. They just lost 2 heroes and a Courier. Envy.
And a tower. Wow.
What in the world? That was big.
There are a lot of stacks, well, a few stacks here in the triangle for Phantom to clear, so he's going to go pop the flat cannon. He went 0 points in Q. He went the stats build on the gyro, just flat cannon stats, 1 point in homing missile. Almost has his Dragon Lance here. He's hard farming. Penjack is still level 2 on this Nyx Assassin.
Prophecy TP's bottom. They want to try to counter onto GSP, who's a little bit low. Here with Prophecy with the slow, and GSP's in so much trouble. Battle Hunger goes out. Penjack misses the Impale. Shards for the perfect block out. GSP needs the TP out. Dude, you're dead. Okay, now he's making space.
He's not TPing out.
Baiting out. He's baiting.
There's
There's the call. There's the cold feet. There's the snowball, but they kill GSP. 3-time streak ended. Penjack dies. Phantom's Embrace on the snowstorm as the Inkswell out. It's probably going to connect. Oh my gosh, this Spine's doing so much damage. Snow is about to die. Pops the stick charges. Phantom's Embrace goes out there. Can he finish off Grey Bush? He does kill the Phantom's Embrace just in time. Grey Bush is so low. Biggie's here. Prophecy's like, I'm too tanky. Biggie can't kill me. Biggie does kill off Grey Bush. Lesh has backed off.
He does trade his life. That's a good trade for
Triple kill.
Reavers there, I feel. They are a little behind. Let's check the net worth real quick.
That
A little
even net worth
behind.
wise.
The Bristle is now the highest. The Bristle and the Axe are the same here, which is good. I feel like that trade was decent.
They got 3 kills onto Prophecy, which is big. Now he's going to the enemy triangle. He definitely needed that farm. He finished up the hood now. He is in much better
The stacks are
place.
still there in the Ancients. See if he sees them. It doesn't look like he's going to go up. He's scared of the Tusk running at him. Blackout is pinging the Ancients saying, please come take these. We don't want the Bristle to take these from us.
Get the 1 more stack though. Get the 1 more stack. 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 Okay.
he does.
You got it
Very
right.
nice.
You weren't too
He
late.
did.
Okay. Very. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful Phantom. He's going straight Ags now.
So is Bristle, which I love. That's a good choice to go on Bristle. The gigantic
It's good.
AOE helps against everyone. Good plan. Good idea.
Grimstroke did not take ult at level 6. Grey
Huh.
Bush not taking ult.
I suppose when it comes to comboing, like the only targeted spells they have that would help is what Nyx's mana burn, and then I guess before Scepter, then the nasal goo.
Yeah, Spiderlings and Grimstroke.
Yeah.
as well,
Oh,
so
there's
that's
the
interesting.
snowball forward. There's the Blade Fury. There's the Ice Blast coming out, and down goes Simba. They're chasing forward onto Prophecy. Prophecy is pretty low. There's a splitter to land, but there's a Soulbind coming out. He did level it up at level 7. Oh, those spines are doing so much damage. Clawing Blade just in time. Oh, geez. Oh, but there's Nyx with the mana burn finishing off Snowstorm. They're coming up on the Grey Bush. There's a Snowstorm to a Snowball to avoid it, and they finish him off. Here's Vendetta Penjack. Not quite able to kill Blackout, but there is the Impale to cancel the TP of GSP. Shards to block out Penjack.
Tic Tac is on the tier
Oh my
3 tower.
gosh.
He's already taken the tier 2. He's
Yeah.
just melting it.
Act tried to
Or
TP,
corrosion.
but that was a huge stop by the Nyx. Stopping the
Gyro
actual
has to go up to
TP.
TP. He can't farm his triangle anymore. That is insane. The entire Dire team is chasing, but they can't find the Brood. He gets out for free.
Ugh,
That is huge.
they must hate Brood so much right now. I would hate Brood so
I
much
know
right
I
now.
would.
And then
that
Prophecy goes
alleviates
mid.
the pressure for Simba to start farming his triangle and then later go mid, then bot, and take his jungle back.
Grimstroke at Penjack, they invade the triangle again. They drop some nice deep wards. Get rid of the
They
sentry.
realize the ancient sack has been taken, so that's not good for them. But Prophecy is going to take care of their triangle for them.
Out of the kindness of his
Meanwhile,
heart.
they've put the axe in the lane against the Broodmother. Broodmother went Arcane Boots. That's interesting as well. They don't want that to happen again, so they're always going to have somebody, or they should always have someone in that lane to prevent that from happening.
She got a Morbid
But-
Mask. Is that into Vlad's eyes? I mean, that seems like
I
an
would
odd
assume
build,
that's into
but
Vlad's.
what else could it be besides Vlad's?
He did get the Ring of Basilius, which I believe still builds into...
Oh yeah.
Direst elements up.
Oh, I think GSP has Blink flying out. Let's see. That's gonna be big. Yep, Blink flying out on the axe. That's big point
So
there.
this is a big timing for them to hit. Both teams are going into mid, trying to defend this mid tower on the side of Envy. Flat cannons pop just to push out the lane. They don't really want to fight this. The axe, however, is coming in from the top jungle in the river, invading the Radiant triangle, going back, taking the haste rune.
haste.
He's gonna go in.
He's got silenced by the Phantom's Embrace. There's the Ink Spell, preemptively for Grey Bush. He should be able to get a blink. Oh, but his team is not there. The Ice Shards kind of had the wrong effect. He calls the creeps for some reason. Maybe hoping for
He
a
thought
Nyx
he
there.
had the blink up, but it was still on cooldown.
Aw. Well, now they know he has Blink. And Biggie is somewhere he should not be, but he's okay. He's okay.
So Phantom now has enough money for his Ags. That's a good timing. Ags, Dragonlance, 14.5 minutes. Pretty solid.
3 heroes
Tic
smoke
Tac
at
is
bottom.
top now.
They're
The Blink
pinging out
Call-
Phantom.
the Blink
Oh,
Call
okay.
gets
Blink,
all the
snowball
blue
forward on a
ones.
Tic Tac. Is it going to be enough? Do
Snowball.
they have Shard follow-up? They do have Shard. Ice Blast comes in. There's the punch. There's the Shard blocking him out, though. Are they going to have enough damage?
The Lush
There's the
Season.
snow. It misses the splitter.
Misses
Tic
the
Tac.
Splitter.
Oh, no.
It
Blink
looks
call,
like he gets
and
out alive.
it's not enough. And he TP's
And he
out.
TP's
Tic
out. Oh my
Tac.
goodness, Tic Tac.
They commit 4
And
heroes
it's
onto
the
that.
pressure. They're going bot onto Phantom.
And bottom on
to
a Phantom,
stun
and he is
by
not so
Jack.
lucky. Ink Spell connects.
Prophecy gets the kill.
Oh, ho,
They're going to
ho.
get that bot tower, I believe. If they push it, they should get it because the entire Envy team is top. The only person they had was their solo gyrocopter.
Well played,
Interesting.
Tic Tac. And well played, GRIN team.
Tic Tac is definitely alleviating all of the pressure that has been on GRIN this entire time. Simba is only 4th in net worth behind his own bristleback, so he needs to really catch up here. And this insane pushing by Tic Tac is allowing him to do this. This is amazing Broodmother play so far.
Simba has definitely been given a lot more space now to farm, and he's slowly but surely getting there. So if Brood is going a more supportive like route, just oh gosh, there's all the spiders are dead.
Oh, he went mid this time. Interesting.
So what does Brood get next? Because definitely this is the point where Brood's gonna start. Is a point where Brood gonna start falling off. Because there's not really any big items. If you're going for Vanguard next, there's not going to be an Orchid anytime soon. Not a Diffusal.
And I don't know what the Orchid was. What I was going to say would be the next thing, but the Orchid doesn't really help against any of the enemy heroes for solo kills. I think Deso might be
Oh,
the thing since he's split pushing so much, just to go full split push.
that could make sense. Because Scepter doesn't really help with the style. I mean, it can help, of course, but is it worth all the money? Shard is pretty good, though. I would say Shard is probably worth going at 20 minutes.
Very true.
4 hero smoke by Envy at bottom. They're
They're
circling around to
wrapping
mid.
mid.
Oh, Gyro is baiting it. Phantom is like, oh god, Nyx is here with Vendetta. Pet Jack on the back side. Pinging out. There comes out the Holy Missile. Blink forward. Call onto Prophecy. Ice Blast comes out. It does connect. There's Gyro dropping the ult. This whole bind comes out as well. They're going to finish off Prophecy, hopefully. Down goes Prophecy. All 5 Envy heroes are mid. GSP looking for another call. Blink up in 3 seconds. Can they catch anyone?
Gets the
Simba
blink on
pops
Simba.
the Blade Fury. Misses the Ink Spell. Blink forward by GSP. The call does miss. Pent Jack is like, I still have Vendetta for a little bit longer, but not willing to commit. Oh no! TP, wait, why did
Grey
Phantom,
Bush
TP
just-
to top? What?
Greybush is just behind them.
Phantom to top, facing off Tic Tac alone. Tic Tac paused Insatiable Hunger. He's like, okay, I'll face you. TP in by Lesh as well. Tic Tac is in a little bit of trouble, but there's no more homing missile. He will get out just
Or try
fine.
cancels the TP.
Phantom, if you had 4 levels of homing missile, it probably still wouldn't have mattered. But then
That's
I couldn't
the
have, I
stats
couldn't have
build.
blamed it on that.
He went the full right click build. He still has not leveled Q or homing missile.
I totally
He's
agree with the
going
Q. Like Q
purely
is just
right.
useless against this team. It
That
Doesn't-
is very true.
it does nothing against anyone except for Grimstroke.
Yes.
Still though, homing.
Some
I
more
like homing
sacks.
missile. I like
do
that.
as well.
He'll get. Oh no, Phantom versus Tic Tac. Homing missile gets dropped down. Insatiable Hunger has been dropped. You got no Q. You're just doing it, and Tic Tac's like, okay, sure.
I also don't think Tic Tac can kill here, though. He doesn't do damage. He doesn't have any right-click items. He only has the Vlads and the Orb of Corrosion. There's a go. Penjack is vendetted near the outpost, but he goes back. He showed himself under the outpost.
Ooh,
TP gets
I got the
canceled.
vision. Prophecy's here. Penjack has the sentry ward, but it doesn't matter. He was into there.
Greybush
GSP
Inkswell's mid. He gets.
Oh,
out.
it does not
Okay,
quite
Tusk was
connect.
going to go.
Where did the shards go? They did not connect. Vendetta mid again with Penjack.
Radiant's
Fully
bottom
renewed
tower
Vendetta.
is under attack.
It looks like they're going to try to commit again. This is the second time Grin has gone for this mid tower. And both
They have a sentry.
times
That
just
they definitely
walked
have vision
away.
over Penjack
Radiant's bottom
with that nice sentry there. But Penjack's walking around the other side, circling around back potentially. Oh, Nasal Goo onto Snow. They are diving Snow. Snow lands a split earth. Biggie drops out the Ice Blast, hits onto Prophecy and Grey Bush. Inkswell goes. Oh, it does not go out. Snowball forward onto Prophecy. Prophecy takes a lot of damage. Drops the hood. There's a spin with the call
Blink
onto
on the
Simba. So close. Culling Blade. Not enough mana for Culling Blade, but the final spin takes out Simba's whole blind is dropped down. Called down by Phantom. Hits onto absolutely no one because they're all gone. Penjack is whatever, but Tic Tac is at top, taking on this tower. Insatiable Hunger popped. Here comes Phantom. There's the homing missile. Tic Tac is like, I don't care. I'm taking the tower down. Maybe one more hit. He's gonna lose his life probably. Maybe. Yeah, he's gonna lose his life. He's worth it.
seems like a bit of a setback.
I think that's worth it. That
Welcome to oh, at mid, GSP goes down. Whoa. What in the world?
the gyro not being there lets them re-push mid, and they're going to get this tower.
That goo is
They
just
are
so
going
much.
to fight for this, though.
It's just Biggie and Blackout though. What are they gonna do? Ice Blast goes out. It does slightly connect onto just Penjack. Shards push them out for a little bit, but it's about to get close. Cold feet. Oh, and they get the deny.
Can't believe what I'm
A little bit of
seeing.
mistiming there.
Dire's middle tower has been
That would have been very good for Grin if they get that. But since the deny happens, Pot of Envy is still in the lead. Less than 1k, but still
Very,
in
very
the lead.
even it seems. Extremely even.
very even. But a tier 3 tower is already gone. 20 minutes into
They
the
had their
game.
own one. That's not good. They haven't taken any tier 2s. So now their outpost is wide open and things are scary. Phantom has a lot of farm though.
He
is-
does, and that's the one saving grace. He is 3k above the next hero, which is his own axe. He is farming like a madman. He's going to stay
So this is what they do. This is their thing a lot of the time. You just let Phantom farm up and go crazy, and then he will carry the game. Brood won't be able to kill him. They have to have a whole team to kill him at this point. He's not going to die to much. He's going to die if he gets caught out.
He dies. I don't even know if he dies unless he's alone against the entire team. It doesn't feel like Grin Reavers do enough damage unless they catch them like 5 versus 1 here,
Exactly.
which is what they did bot that one time.
Yeah.
But Pot of
He is
Envy, go
known
and
for
bot.
getting caught like that. It's one of his well-known things.
the direst
He'll be all
They
farming
want
somewhere
this
random,
to be
as a good
fought.
carry does.
The edict gets popped. They're going to take it while Grin are taking the top outpost.
And
They're
then
gonna
take
trade
their outpost.
here.
Please take the
All
outpost.
5 heroes are going top.
Oh god! Phantom gets homing missile goes out. He's all by himself, but here comes TP's in. Penjack's here with the Vendetta. It does
Doesn't
pop.
Penjack's
Impale
here.
lands. Phantom the race, but he is so tanky. A split up lands on the 2. Phantom dropped the call down
Split
already.
up.
Is it going to be enough? Penjack is going to get snowball on top of. Is it going to be enough? There's the Glimmer Cape. He does not go down. One more hit from there, but Ice Blast comes out. It's going to land onto Penjack. Penjack dodges it. Ice Blast whiffs onto nobody. They're still looking for
Jackson
Penjack.
may have found out here.
Impale connects onto Phantom. They know he's there, but gosh, they are just making so much space. Penjack
Does he
keeps
get
out.
out?
As does
He
Tic
gets
Tac.
out.
They can't find him.
He gets out. That's actually crazy.
GSP's here
Pot of
over
Envy
here.
does get the
Grey
lead
Bush is
there.
hovering on the top ground. GSP is
GSP's alone.
there's the
Prophecy,
Goo,
the-
there's the Inkswell. He's tanky though. His whole
Inkswell,
team's
oh, they
there. They
just
can't.
run.
They can't pursue.
Grin keep popping spells and then
Oh,
running
blink
away.
forward call on the 2. Very, very nice soulbind lands. Split Earth lands. Edict popped. Flesh thing Impale goes out. Hits on the 1. Oh my gosh, so much damage onto GSP. He goes down. Snow goes down. Oh my goodness. Call down hits. Healing ward is dropped, and Phantom is gonna probably go down. Phantom goes down. Takes out the healing ward. Biggie's gonna drop probably next. Prophecy died. Biggie died. 4 heroes go down on the side of Envy for just
And you
Prophecy.
get the sun. I get the follow-up Inkswell.
Blackout has
Us
Snowball up in a
getting
second,
stunned. He does have Snowball.
but Phantom's
But the
Embrace.
silence comes out.
Make space. There we go. Oh, but he just
With
uses
the
it
spin,
and he dies.
stops him from doing. That's a whole team wipe from Grin Reavers and
Triple
Simba
kill for
gets a triple
Simba.
kill.
Giving it to the carry.
Huge for
He
that
needed
team.
that.
That is a
middle tower is under attack.
that is a Wow, a near 3k gold swing into the side of Reavers.
I don't know what happened. Like the soulbind, and then was it just the mana void that did or whatever mana burn?
The mana burn.
Because somehow like both
didn't see
GSP and Snow just like instantly dropped like half HP, and I was like, what?
the mana burn on the double Grimstroke targets. That was it. And then the fact that Gyrocopter Phantom had used all of his spells. He didn't have anything. He used all of his spells on the Grimstroke and the Bristle that were there when they got called, and the Jug. He didn't have anything to follow up for the rest of the fight. So after the Omni Slash from the Jug, so much damage came out, and he was invulnerable during that time. There was nothing they could do to hurt the Jug. He got so much damage off, and then the nail in the coffin for the Gyrocopter was the Nyx Spiked Carapace. Right when the stun wore off, Spiked Carapace stunned him again, and they killed him.
They did a very nice job of comboing those things one after the other.
Absolutely beautiful. The Gyro being 3 levels above the next member in the entire game still dies. A full team wipe for Reavers. What an insane fight.
We gotta get, there's something that Snow and GSP both need to be a little bit tankier, because they died way too fast. They need a BKB or something. Oh, Prophecy's out. He's hasted. He's hasted. Blink, call, does whiff. Pulling Missile goes out, but it doesn't really matter.
Snowstorm really does need a BKB here because
Penchak missed the Impale, but oh my gosh, Snow takes so much damage. He does have time to pop the ring of whatever it's called, Essence Ring. Tic Tac taking a good amount of damage. Blink, call finally on GSP. Ice Blast comes out as well. Does connect, and down goes Tic Tac finally, but Soulbind goes out onto Tusk, and oh my gosh, so much damage. Omni Slash goes out, doing almost nothing but nice Impale onto 2 heroes. Blade Fury to follow. Biggie goes down and be down on top. There's the call onto Simba. Simba's gonna take a beating. GSP taking a lot of damage from the mana burn and everything else. Down he goes to Phantom, just Scepter stuff. Phantom is just on a roll, taking down both of them. Prophecy's all alone. Prophecy, what are you gonna do? 3v1, Blink, call. They're on the right side, so the quills are not going out. Very nice plays by Envy, hitting him from the front, keeping him stunned, keeping him facing that direction, and attacking him only from the front, because they were all very, very low.
They were, and that's an ultra kill for Phantom, and they go straight into Roche. What a great call.
Ultra kill for Phantom. I totally missed it. Congrats, Phantom, on the ultra kill. Gyro is too strong when you're 5k net worth ahead.
Yeah, 5k. And how many levels is it now? 5 whole levels.
Oh my gosh. 22. Okay,
What
he's doing Phantom things. There we go.
The pressure top is still there. If they leave Tic Tac alone too much, he can just take that tower. What GRIN need to do is try to pull the heat away from top, but a lot of Envy are pulling all their heroes there. They just want to take this top tier 1, and they're going to a Phantom after the Fortify.
He's got 2 lives now, so he can front line up. It's a very scary situation.
They're gonna push for tier 2 here, as they should. There's nothing I don't think that GRIN Reavers can do. They've let this Gyro get huge.
GSP's got the BKB as well now, and just mangoed back up to full mana. Lesh is going for Sanj and Kaya.
They might go for tier 3 here. The fort does come out. It pushes Phantom and Snowstorm back.
Prophecy's
It
here.
looks like Reavers want to fight this, but
are they sure they want to? Shard goes out. It does catch Penchak out, but do they even know? They don't know.
No detection. Snowstorm did have, or somebody had a sentry there. Biggie drops it. They de-ward.
Ooh, it wasn't quite in time to see Penchak. Oh, there's the Blink almost called, but the Yules was there. Blink. Oh, the call is a little bit early. Tic Tac has time to pop the BKB. Ice Blast goes out. Hits on no one. Call on goes out as well. I did not know that Tic Tac he just got BKB like just now. Down goes the tower.
They get the tower though. Phantom still frontlining. He still has the Aegis. Barely any damage taken. He does have a Satanic as well, so it's almost.
Oh, Blink call onto Prophecy. Prophecy just absolutely melting. 5 versus 1. He did not think he would die that quickly.
They're going to go for tier 3 here. They're going for the racks.
Buyback is not available on Bristle, not for some amount of money. Nice Impale onto Snow. Blink call onto Penchak, pulling him over, but Shards were kind of blocking him out. He's taking a lot of damage. Blink. Wait, Simba has a. That wasn't a Blink. How did he get over there? Whatever.
I have no clue.
Maybe that was just me. Maybe I missed him. I felt like he disappeared.
Yes, Swiss Flash. So it lets him.
Oh,
move a
okay.
little.
He got Scepter. That was what I was
Yes,
missing.
he did. So he does have some farm, but they take a free melee.
Oh,
Done.
impaled
On
just
the
as he
blink.
blinks in. Ice Blast comes out, connects onto Simba. He Blade Fury's out, but there's the call. There's the Walrus Punch.
Oh.
BKB popped by GSP, and there's the Calling Blade, but it was
Nice was
too
done.
early. Okay, they catch out onto Tic
Brood
Tac,
Mother
who gets
cold
cold feeded. Top
the
Rax
range
goes
rack.
down.
Top.
Phantom on a mega kill streak. He just
Do they
killed a
go
tower,
back or do
killed
they
a
go
Rax,
mid?
killed a Tic Tac, killed a top range Rax, killed another tower. Yeah, he is killing a lot of things.
Snowstorm Booster travels mid. They're just gonna go for mid. They're gonna go for the double racks. Jug does not have buyback. Neither does the Brood Mother. They're gonna
Oh.
get 2 racks here.
And Bristle does not have buyback either, so if he dies, he's dead.
Ooh, what a
Grimstroke
rough turn of events.
not
It was
either.
looking good after the team wipe, but then they get team wiped in return, and they get Roche. And right after the Roche, a snowball effect. And Jack misses the stun on the Leshrac. They
Blink
don't
call on
even
the
care.
Pentjack
Blink
as he
call.
walks up to impale. Split Earth lands, and Pentjack goes down.
And they're just focusing on the towers. They
Oh
don't
my
have
goodness.
to focus on the heroes.
The Grimstroke's the
They don't
only
have
one
to
that
worry
can
about the
throw out
heroes at
the
all.
damage from far away. If Nyx gets too close, they just jump on him and he's in trouble.
There's absolutely nothing the GRIN Reavers can
Oh.
do here.
He's got the finish Scotty now. Finish Scotty. He's getting slowed by the goo. Prophecy staying just in range, but GSP is waiting to blink call. He really, really wants to. Oh, he's gonna go over blink call, blink call, blink call hits onto just one on a Simba. Poor Simba again. Ice Blast goes out, does connect. Omni slash forward onto a lot of people. Phantom Soul the second life. He pops Satanic. He is life so he might go up to like full. Soulbind goes out. Down goes someone. Down goes Simba to the Calling Blade. BKB popped by GSP with the ink swell going away. There's a blink forward as well. Greybush goes down to Phantom Interceptor stuff. Blink forward. Oh, yeah, blink forward by Blackout this time on a Prophecy. Prophecy's too tanky though. Oh my god, he's taking so much damage from Flat Cannon, and he
Phantom's
almost
just
goes down, but
standing
not
still.
quite.
Just standing still with Flag Cannon, hitting a building, and almost killing 2 heroes.
Buyback by
What a
Grimstroke.
masterclass here by Phantom.
Oh, this is really it. The Rax is about to go down. Not really sure what Green Reavers can do.
Mega creeps for Envy. There
That
is
is Megas.
absolutely nothing the Reavers can do.
I guess once Simba comes back up, they can try, but I don't know. We'll see what Envy decides to do.
They still have the Aegis, and they didn't even have to use the Satanic on Phantom. They're just gonna farm up a little.
Yeah, they used it the one time. But Aegis will expire in like 5 seconds, so
Okay.
maybe they'll play the long game. Just wait till the next Roche. There you go.
I don't think that's necessary, but they can. They are going to take the bottom outpost. They've all split to farm. Very interesting. They de-ward in their own Triangle Snowstorm with the Sentry.
I want to see some shards. I see no shards so far. No shards at all. We got Scepter on Axe for some reason, but 0 shards. Well,
Axe.
Jug might get
Interesting.
shard. Yep,
He
Simba's
might
got
get
shard.
Paladin Sword.
I like it. Berserker's Call, does it give the AoE? No, it doesn't. It just
No,
reduces the
it
cooldown
has
and then...
battle.
That's kind of cool. I like it.
Go 5 level.
Snowball
advantage.
forward onto Tic Tac. He pops BKB. Soulbind goes out onto both of them. Double Spiders, double Phantom's Embrace. Call down goes out. Nice spike, nice Impale.
Blink
BKB
call
out
onto
on
the Jug.
GSP. Blinking forward. Swift Slash goes out. Ice Blast does connect on a Simba. Simba's in a lot of trouble. No Omni Slash, no whatever. Blink forward by Blackout. Walrus spots on a Simba. Simba's in so much trouble he does eventually go down. Snowball by Blackout to save himself. Blink forward by, or blink
No buyback.
backward.
Still no buyback on the Jug, so that looks like it's going to be GG.
GG, nothing's being called yet, but it does
Cannon.
seem like that should probably happen.
Greybush dies for
forward.
the blink on Blackout. He
Oh,
almost
ho,
died
ho, ho.
purely to Flat Cannon.
Too
Oh my
strong.
goodness.
Blink forward call with the Battle Hunger. And GG is finally called. Are they going to kill Prophecy before it's over? It looks like they may. They might.
They
And Calling Blade
do.
finishes
Good
it
job.
off. Can Blackout die? Nope. Down goes
He gets
Pen
the
Jack.
kill on the Nyx as well.
So many good spins. And
Oh my
jeez.
goodness. What a game. I really thought GRIN Reavers had a chance there with the Brood ratting, but Pot of Envy just take the top lane, run it down, and win an amazing fight, take Roche, and they win the game.
The inevitable rise of Gyro. They're not right. The rise of Phantom. Well, congratulations to Pot of Envy for winning game number 1 in their classic fashion. But let's see. Look, I want to look at this graph, because Tic Tac kept him. Yeah, things didn't really start to go south until minute like 25.
It went down, and then that spike up at about 26 is when they won that team fight. But that winning team fight only brought it to even, and then they lost the ultra kill to Phantom, and then it spikes down.
Oh, and Gyro's net worth the whole time is just miles above everyone. By the end, he was 10k above his nearest person.
Oh my goodness. What an absolute clinic by Phantom here. Amazing stacks by the supports as well. Kept him farmed the entire game, but he played out of his mind. Flat Cannon doing so much work in those late game team fights. 9, 2, and 11 on the Gyro.
My goodness. Well, we will probably have the smallest of small breaks. They seem to like to go quickly. But let's see. I updated the thing. Now I keep track of the score on the thing. Look at that. 1-0.
Absolutely amazing.
Okay, let's see. I should go reheat my edamame, but that'd be lame. Oh, the lobby is already up. They are just raring to go.
They're running after it right here.
I will remind them politely to set the winner of the previous game. I've had 2 weeks in a row where they remember to set the tick marks. I've been very impressed.
Using their brains, they are.
Remember to set the tick marks for the previous games. Gray Bush, why no Knicks? I want to ask him now, but I don't want to throw off his stuff. I would feel bad if I did that. Maybe they'll switch it around next time. Yeah, because usually he's in the off lane. They just changed everything up. Maybe he's shifted roles. That's totally okay. I'm just always used to stuff. Oh.
I am going to run to the bathroom very quickly.
Best of luck to you. I'm gonna heat up my edamame. Okay. It probably was not safe. I heated up this bowl in the microwave. Is that safe? I know you can't heat foil in the microwave, but I figured this one was okay. To some degree. Hi Chunsa, if you're still there. And thank you, Franklin. What map is that? It is the one and only map. Oh god, what if Dota starts adding maps? That would be weird. I wouldn't like that. I suppose I would get used to it. It is inevitable.
What a game.
What a game. How does it compare to your time in GRIN Swift?
Different. We have a very different playstyle here at GRIN Swift. Our mid is our complete focus. And it seems, at least in that game, that at least on Reavers' side, the Bristle was just kind of left to his own devices. The game tried to focus around reviving Simba's lost lane and relieving the pressure on the Broodmother, which they did. They kept the Broodmother safe most of the time. Right when he got that tier 3 tower, he did get blink called and died. But it seems like their focus is a little different. That may have just been the Broodmother pick. But I'm interested to see what they come up with to try to get game 2 here.
It is interesting you bring that up. That like Tic Tac the Brood was pretty much alone doing his own thing for a while and doing perfectly fine and pushing. And same with Bristleback. He was just doing his own thing, farming perfectly fine. It was Simba wasn't having the great time, and they were trying to protect him and give him some farm. But it was kind of like independent units for the longest time, and it seemed to work for a while for GRIN up until the mid game where they actually needed to have levels and like I don't know.
I would say it was up until... Oh, I need to join the broadcast channel.
Oh, that would be important.
That would be very important. We are missing a player on GRIN Reavers.
We are missing...
left.
We are missing that person. Who
The
I should
other
know.
support, Pentjack.
Pentjack. The Knicks Pentjack. Biggie, why are you asking if they're ready to go? They're missing a player. That would just be rude. I could go join their
I think
team.
what GRIN Reavers needed to focus on was those few fights they tried to go mid and they ran up to the tier 1 tower and then just ran away. They tried that twice. They never got that tower. It felt like there was a lot of time spent trying to do that and not really accomplishing anything. It kind of pulled the timing away from the Bristle back. Bristle's very strong mid game, early game, as we all know. He didn't get to fight much. Envy got to control where the fights happened and when they happened with the high move speed heroes, the Shrek, the Yules. They could always disengage. There was no way for GRIN to really engage.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll pick a different kind of team style this time. Maybe one that either scales better or has a mid that can be more effective as far as roaming and ganking goes. If they're going to pick something a bit more active in the earlier gamer, or something with initiation. I don't know. This one, it seemed to be lacking a lot of aspects.
Yes, and I feel like if they had a mid that was more active, like you're saying, but one that could force fights. I don't think Bristol force fights very well. If they had something that did just force fights, it would allow the Brood to be even more dangerous because they could make them fight away from the Brood.
Oh yes,
Because
yes.
after the first couple of fights, Envy could just say, oh, we don't want to fight here near our outpost or near our mid tier 1 tower. We'll make you use all your spells, kite you, and then go in when we want to. Because there's absolutely no way for Reavers to start a fight.
It was those
So it will
key
be
those key important points though where before they kind of realized Tic Tac was riding so hard. When they're like, yeah, we won a big team fight. Oh, but wait, our tier 3 tower is dying. That was bad. Then they finally realized, okay, we need to pay attention, make sure someone will TP back at the right time, and then Brood stopped being able to push as much. Where is
Yeah,
the
once
pin?
they were able to shut that down, it was game over for Reavers. And then he went mid and then died. So all around, just an interesting game by Reavers. The draft was also interesting. A 4th pick Brood when you have the last pick. Hopefully they do get something that allows them to force and take fights.
Oh,
They say their 5th is coming. Penjack is missing.
hopefully so. We'll see if someone decides to bring out the rule book. But hopefully Penjack was just here.
What
And
are
so-
the rules on this?
I don't remember exactly. It's all confusing. I know the rules for when you're in the game. I don't know the rules for... Oh, no, yeah. I think it's like if your whole team hasn't showed up after like 15 minutes, then it's an automatic forfeit. I think.
Ooh. Oh, hopefully Penjack does come back.
But there's some weird rules about like especially on the ones in game, the other team needs to say like, okay, we are following the rules now, like because you can always be more whatever the word is, generous, and like not really start the timer. So if you're in game, you have to like at least notify the other team, hey, we are counting down now at this point, so they're aware that like, hey, we are following the rules. Because it's not really fair to just randomly say that, hey, it's been 15 minutes out of the blue, we're doing it. It's still up to the admins though. The admins have all the power, they can override things. If you just explain the situation, things have gone many different ways. I think last season, Envy, they they almost, like, I think in the upper bracket, yeah, up against GRIN or up against one of the teams, they had to forfeit a game because someone wasn't there. And there was a whole lot of bad stuff, but then it got ruled as not a forfeit. So then they played the second game of the series. It was a best of 3. And they lost the first game they played, then they had to forfeit the other one. But then they ended up getting, the admins overruled it and said it wasn't a forfeit. So then they played the second game like a little bit later. Well, they lost it anyway, so it didn't really matter.
So much.
It was very dramatic.
It sounds it. Pinjack is back. It looks
Yay!
like everyone is here.
Woo!
Welcome back,
Pinjack.
Jack, to the lobby.
Let me go get Stitch. I forgot Stitch over there. Yay, Stitch. Oh. And I got a little soft tail too. Very, very soft. Oh. Hopefully we'll be starting soon. I will say we are ready.
Go from Snowstorm.
Gotta go from the side of Pot of Envy. We have a go from the side of the dual casting team. And we will see if GRIN Reavers is available. I've yet to do the whole casting thing where someone else we have an observer. I've yet to do that and have it successfully work. Having observers is really confusing. It makes things very complicated.
It feels like something you have to really practice with to fully get.
Yeah, I'm so used to like be able to click my own things and like look at the things that I think are important. It's very hard when someone else is doing it. You can only watch what they're doing. It's very, very, very odd. But we tried it last season, but then I think the person had like internet troubles, so we gave up on it.
Rough.
Yeah, but we'll try again in the future someday. Trying to make things higher production value. Always, always exciting. Well, we have ghosts from everyone. There goes the coin flip. It is won by Pot of Envy, who will probably pick first pick because... Oh yeah, I think it's like whoever wins the first game gets to pick the second one. Or
Yeah,
it alternates, right?
Whether they want first pick or side.
They get first pick. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
So probably AA. Probably.
The
Just
AA
because-
did do good work in the lane. Although there's not much you can do against a Brood Mother.
Yeah, he kind of avoided it for a while, and he had some really good ice blasts.
He did.
Which was really
There
good
were
against
nice
Bristle.
Clips.
That's for sure. I want to see him play Warlock though. It's been a while, Biggie. Or Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon's fun too.
As a resident Shadow Demon player, I would also love to see a Shadow Demon. I'm only allowed to play Shadow Demon.
Oh, what about Dark Willow? I love Dark Willow.
I don't play Dark Willow, actually.
Oh, I love Dazzle, but then everyone always picks Axe, and so I only pick Dazzle if no one else has picked Axe, or if it got banned or something.
Yeah.
Dazzle is so much fun. Okay, here we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to game number 2 of the Amateur Dota 2 Contender League Season 32. We're here in week number 5 with the best of 2 between Pot of Envy and GRIN Reavers. As you can see, because Pot of Envy was once again on top of things, they have correctly marked the first game as a win by them. So this is the second game. Both teams would like to have at least one win to stay in the running for the playoffs, but all is not lost. There's still 1 week to go.
Radiant team
And of course, Papa Fish is still here, as always, to cast this game.
Yes, I am, and I'm very interested to see this draft here. The GRIN Reavers draft last game was very interesting. The 4th pick Brood, while having last pick. Questionable, but
10 seconds remaining.
hopefully they aren't too shaken from last game
5
and can
seconds
try
remaining.
to put on a good show for us here. Wouldn't want the
Team ban.
watchers, the viewers at home, to be bored.
We do it for the viewers, of course. Everyone does it for the
Everything.
viewers. There we
Everything's
go.
for the viewers.
I thought the Brood did very well. Tic Tac did very well for himself, even though it was like a really, really, really weird time to pick. But yeah,
It
I don't know.
was. It was a weirdly placed pick. I still think it was a good pick. It was just oddly placed. And if they draft better around something like the Brood, I could see it working a lot better. Reavers already banning the Axe. They do not want anything to do with GSP's Axe.
He had way too much fun on that.
You did. You got, I think, 4 kills in the lane against Simba and Greybush.
In a 6-minute Vanguard Bracers. That was just crazy. Oh, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Once again, first pick. Oh, GRIN bans out the gyro. Because Phantom has proven many weeks in a row that gyro is crazy.
Just ban the gyro. Just ban it.
Sorry,
Don't
Biggie.
touch
They
the
apparently did not think you had enough of an impact in the first game to merit getting banned. So, don't take that personally.
Lion going for more standard or reliable lockdown. Last game, they only had Nyx stun, which is not a point target, or not a unit target like Lion's is,
Yes.
and the Grimstroke Ink Swell, so this does give more reliable, much more reliable lockdown, allows for possibly more kills, which is nice to see.
I always thought of the Earth Spike and Impale was just so weird how they're like the same exact spell, except one of them, they look the same, they do the same kind of thing, but one of them is target, one of them is not. It's very odd to me.
Back when, about 4 or 5 years ago, Nyx stun was unit targetable, but it was so broken because you would just right-click them with Vendetta and then immediately target them, and no matter how the enemy moved, you'd always hit the stun.
That is true. That is way too OP. And that was back when Vendetta, it did the break naturally, right? And you just go
believe
Dagon build?
so,
You just
yes.
you just go mid Nyx and Dagon, just the classic old stuff.
Yes,
That was
this
fun.
was so many years ago.
I missed that.
I feel like a boomer when I talk about my Dota knowledge because all of it is from like 2017 and before.
I miss those days. It's fun to talk about those. About all of the fun
Well,
times.
It is very fun. I miss being a support player and being glad you only have brown boots and a wand at like minute 30. That was good back then. I come from humble beginnings.
I think it took me a while to transition to support. I played pretty much just pause 1 or pause 2 for the longest time. But then they got kind of boring. They became pretty one-dimensional. Just farm.
Heart will always be with the supports out there.
There we go. Supports are the real heroes. They got to do all the hard stuff. More than just farm. Well, we've got the Luna pickup for Phantom on side of Envy. That's not very normal for them. And they pick it up as their second pick. So they're fairly confident.
It is similar enough to the gyro, though. I think that's why they wanted it. I think the playstyle they had last game worked well for them, so they're just going to go with a very similar hero to the gyro.
We'll see how it fares up against the SK.
Sand King is going to be pretty good against the Luna in the lane if he can stand up and actually try to last hit. The AA will be key in keeping the Sand King away.
I would hope that Phantom does not go stat build this time. Well, I would assume typically you get some levels of Lucent Beam. But if he's gonna go for only physical DPS, he might go more stats and glaives or something.
Sometimes the build is 2 points in Lucent Beam, 2 points in your passive, and then you max the glaives, so it's a full farm build. Some people go even more greedy and only 1 point in Lucent Beam, no points in ult, just maxing the glaives for maximum farming.
Right.
And seeing how he played last game, that might be how he goes here.
I guess they'll see what they're up against, if Lucent Beam is worth it.
PL
It seems like
and
everyone
Jug
always
and
gets
Slark ban.
Shard on the Luna, which is... I thought it was kind of lame, but everyone seems to do it. So I'm guessing there's some really good reason to do that.
Something behind it. 3 cores banned from Envy. They don't want
Definitely
Simba
not.
to get a comfortable hero. All 3 of those are heroes he's very comfortable with.
How about Terrorblade? Terrorblade would be great.
It would be pretty
Oh,
good.
but Ice Blast is annoying.
True.
Oh, they ban out Shadow Fiend. Poor Snow. No TA, no Shadow Fiend, but Viper's still there. Go Viper. But that's more of a last kind of pick.
Leading into the reserve time. They take the Grimstroke. It is
Okay.
a pretty good counter against the Luna if you are able to get the Ags. The Luna illusion is very strong.
Oof. And the shard's always great, and it combos very well with Sand King, or
It does
a
look
lot
like
of
it's
people,
going
of
to be a
course.
Sand King Grimstroke offense. So that's a double Sun Lane against a very frail Luna.
And a
Might
very
prove
frail ancient
more
aberration.
5 seconds
Yes.
remaining.
Let's see if
Might
Biggie.
prove more fruitful in the lane.
We'll see if Biggie gets to sacrifice himself to make a lot of space. It's very good skill.
Mm-hmm.
Offlaners SK, so
The
Envy,
pickings for
their own offlaner.
mid are kind of slim here.
Well, let's get their second support at this point, I would think.
It should be the second support and the offlaner.
Nyx could be good, but we already saw Nyx. But Nyx would be good. Snapfire
Nyx is always good.
would be
Nyx is
less good.
tier hero. Rubik
Whoa!
going for the style.
Whoa!
Very interesting.
Radiant team
This is gonna be a fun game then. Oh, I'm liking this a lot more.
Storm Spirit pick. I would love to see Nyx here from Envy. You know, Nyx great counter against Storm.
That would be weird though if they should play a core Nyx then, right?
It could be
Or a core Rubik.
Yeah, mid Rubik could be very
10
spicy to
seconds
see.
remaining.
I have never seen Snows play Rubik. I would be very, very impressed.
5 seconds remaining.
Hey, if he does it and pulls it off, I'd be very happy.
More
It'd be
power
very
to you.
interesting.
This is gonna be cool. I'm hoping it's a Blackout Rubik because he's played some really interesting heroes, and he seems to be very dynamic and has very, very good variety.
Typically, the Rubik is the 4 though, which is Blackout playing the Tusk last game. That would be a Blackout hero. If the roles are to
10
stay the
seconds
same.
Right.
remaining. Dire team
I would
ban.
think that it would, but who knows?
I would think so as well, but yeah.
To get the Underlord for GSP, also one of his favorite heroes.
That's a
Same kind of
great
thing.
off-lane
You're
duo.
tanky. You can hit kind of hard. You can spam a lot of stuff. It's just really, really good hero.
Look at all
fairly
these
straightforward.
cores being banned out
10
by
seconds
Envy. That is
remaining.
4 Agi-cores in a
Radiant
row.
team ban.
Oof.
They know what Simba plays, and they're banning them all.
And GRIN does not know that Snow does not play any of the spirits. But that's okay. Well, they probably do know, and maybe they think he's gonna switch things up on him, because they've played him many, many times. I would think they would know after 3 seasons of Snow never playing a spirit. Who knows?
10
Maybe he's been
seconds
pulling
remaining.
something in his pubs recently. I would not know.
5
I want to
seconds
see him just
remaining.
like pull an Invoker out of nowhere, just
Oh, I would-
because that'd be
I
really
would
cool.
love to see that.
I love
do like
Invoker.
Invoker.
I'm probably really bad at Invoker, but I mean, I know how to cast all the stuff, but I'm not good at knowing when to cast the right stuff. So I have a lot of fun with Invoker, but my team usually doesn't like me.
It's like playing piano, you know? You can know how to play certain notes, but to do it under pressure or in time to properly
do it
everything
dynamically.
is a skill
It's a whole
of its own.
different story. Oh, that's a good
Radiant
good
team pick.
metaphor. Because I play piano too, but I can only play for music. I can't really improvise or do things on the fly.
Interesting.
That's
I
a
do
very
not
apt
play piano.
metaphor.
There is a piano behind me, but I cannot really play it.
There's a piano behind me too. Whoa, how coincidental.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, they banned out Quap again. And Snow doesn't really play Quap either.
5 seconds
But Snow does
remaining.
play Death Prophet. Whoa!
Magnus.
Totally different. What in the world? What? Why? What?
Oh, what a crazy pick here.
What? That doesn't help anyone except Underlord. What?
It's the ult. It's purely the ult combo, I guess.
Okay, what lanes are they gonna run? I'm so curious. I mean, obviously we know.
Remaining.
Okay, we know the lanes, but maybe they'll change it up just for fun.
5
Maybe they do,
seconds
just to
remaining.
add some spice on it. It does seem like with that win last game, they have somewhat guaranteed themselves to be in the running for the playoffs.
Maybe they're gonna have a little bit of fun. Put on a little bit of a show. Give GRIN a
would
fun
love to
game. Give
see
us a
that.
fun game. I like it.
You love to see it.
A lot of good spells to steal though for Rubik though. I like it. A lot of
Oh,
good
there
spells.
are.
And you can just
Grimstroke
endlessly chain
spells.
stuns into Pit of Malice, root after cold feet, after telekinesis, after lucent beam. Keep on rooting.
This draft by Envy is so good.
But GRIN, ooh, they're gonna bring some awesome carry out, like Life Stealer.
Medusa.
That works. That totally works.
It does. It does force them to play more late game, but
sure.
they do have initiation this game. Storm Spirit and Sand King much better for initiation.
They have filled
They
in their
can
gaps
fully
from
beat-
last game. That is quite clear.
Yes, it is a step up. I am slightly scared because Envy have an amazing mid game here.
And they have an amazing set of skins. Oh my goodness.
Oh
so
yes,
shiny.
that is a flashy team.
And the Rubik has this. I haven't seen that one. Triangle face. That one looks
Oh,
cool.
what is that actually? It is a blackout Rubik, so it will be the offlane Rubik.
Whoa, this is gonna be weird. I don't even know what to expect. So many new
Expect
things.
Greatness. That's all you can expect at this point. Greatness.
Greatness. Except for Biggie. Biggie playing your same old hero. And Greybush, you're both playing your same old heroes. Okay. Just because you're really good at them.
I would assume that they're very good at them.
They did very well last game, so
They
I will
did.
expect it.
Greybush had some very clutch ults and some silences. There was one silence that guaranteed the kill on the gyro. So
Oh yes. And
seems
some
like
good
a
ink spells.
very good hero for him. Just a little boring that he's picked it twice in a row.
So who are you feeling? Who do you think? Did we guess last game? I don't know if we even guessed.
I absolutely love Envy's lineup here, and I think if they play it as well as they did last game, I think they've got the series 2-0. It hurts me to say that against my GRIN brethren, but it looks like Envy's going to take 2 games in a row here.
I do like their lineup better too, but I feel like I will support the other team in the spirit of well, no, I can't even do that. I'm supporting Envy just in the spirit of their really weird draft. It's gonna be interesting, and I'm supporting the interestingness they're bringing.
There you go. I'm very interested to see this Rubik. If played well, Rubik is a very flashy hero, and it's very fun to watch a good Rubik, a masterful Rubik. He starts boots first this game as well.
He knows what's up. Yeah, Blackout
Yes, he does.
is the right hero I want to see playing Rubik. I'm hoping that his dynamic stuff carries over into Rubik. It'll take obviously a lot longer to get to level 6. There's a lot of good potential here. I don't know. It'll be fun.
It will be, and there are possibilities for kills in that off lane. Underlord Rubik does damage, especially if they share the levels. They will do a lot of damage, and it's against Lion Medusa. They don't really have many kill options, and especially with the Rubik going boots first. Rubik, usually a very slow hero, he has boots. You can't really run him down like you would.
See, Pentajack does not have boots this time, and it's not the same as Nyx. Yeah, so it can't be the same kind of.
He
thing.
goes Winlace this. So it's not. I thought it was going to be Sand King Grimstroke. The Grimstroke is going to be the safe lane support, so that takes a lot of the kill potential away from the off lane. I would really rather see GRIN running the Lion safe and the Grimstroke off, because the Inkswell plus the Burrow Strike is an amazing combination, especially against a frail Luna like we were talking about in the draft.
Seems like they just really wanted to stick with just keep the same positions, even though the combo makes a lot more sense. They're sticking with
rules.
what they practiced, I guess.
GSP
If
fighting
only
in the
if only the snake still stole mana, then it would be way better, I guess, this lineup. But not
I
anymore.
learned recently that it didn't still steal the mana. It blew my mind.
I was so bummed when that happened. Now it just makes mana appear out of nowhere.
Yes,
And that was a
goes
huge
against the
part of
laws
its
of
usefulness
physics.
before. But now I guess it steals more mana, or it generates more mana than before. And now you get the mana. Instead of it stealing it, like if they have no mana, then you wouldn't get anything.
The battle begins.
yeah, it always guarantees the Medusa to get mana.
Yep.
Both teams very safe for the runes starting off. No crazy level 1 aggression like we saw
Aw.
last game.
Come on. And I feel like they should know because the teams seem to be fairly consistent as far as whether they go top or bottom. But for some reason they didn't expect it. Whatever, it's happening. Okay, roll call again, even though it's like the same as before. I don't care. Up at top, we've got Simba on the Medusa with a cool, weird like stingray cape on her head. I don't know. Oh, and the battle pass projectile animation, supported by Greybush once again on the Grimstroke. Very, very effective hero there. Up against GSP on the tanky and crazy amount of physical damage. Underlord, supported by Blackout on the Rubik. Expecting very great things from the two of them. Over at mid, we have Prophecy on the Storm Spirit. Already doing pretty well. Last hit wise up against Snow on the Magnus. You'd expect Snow to do pretty well. Obviously has the base damage advantage. Should be able to get some good denies, some good last hits fairly easily. But just loses, as I say that, he misses some. It's okay. You can recover, Snow. And at bottom, we have Biggie on his comfort AA pick with the gigantic blue claws and backpack with red emblems for some reason. Supporting Phantom on the Luna with the cool golden shield of power. Up against Tic Tac on the, oh, nice bro strike forward, taking a lot of damage. Cold feet, Lucent Beam, Tic Tac just dove almost to his death. Nice Earth Spike on a Biggie. Biggie missed the thing, one more hit, and oh god! The Lucent Beam, they canceled the salve,
and he loses his salve there. That is huge, actually. If he didn't use the salve, it wouldn't be as big.
That was crazy. Like that, I thought Biggie he was canceling his last hit just to give it to Phantom, but then he got stunned by the Earth Spike, and I was like, oh, do they have enough damage? And somehow Phantom got just enough vision. I don't know how he got vision. That was weird. Okay, Earth Spike again.
And he had Sandstorm that entire time, and he didn't use it. Very interesting.
Wait, are you sure he didn't just get it from the creeps right then?
He had level 2 when he burrow striked.
What?
So he didn't level it then, but he had it. So maybe he leveled it after he died. I don't know, but he did not use it there. And he goes down.
Penjack is back with a vengeance, stunning and mana draining. Biggie has the longer attack range, I think. So
probably use the salve here. Some interesting aggressive wards here. There's that bot ward by Pentjack, and then that same offlane ward by Blackout just behind the tower to watch any couriers that might come in. He's ready to snipe this courier that's bringing things to Simba.
Ooh.
It's a
he's got the boots. Greybush shouldn't be able to stop him. He's driving him out of position, and go. No, go. Wait, he doesn't know it's coming yet.
He doesn't know it's coming yet, but he's gonna see it, and he should run up now. He does not take telekinesis.
Why not? Blackout. That's okay. That's okay.
Penjack stopping the pull from Biggie on bot. Very nice. Oh, he doesn't actually stop it. He steals one creep.
And he hits his ward a bit because he doesn't like that ward, and he wants it to go away.
He put it there. Magnus is winning the mid CS battle.
As you would expect. Makes sense.
As he should, yes.
Prophecy's doing okay, though. Still definitely not suffering too much.
Yeah.
Both of them have bottles.
Not many chances. Oh, the mana. They kill Biggie bot. The mana drain, slowing him enough for Tic Tac to chase him down.
Well done. He was always like so low. I was like, at some point he's gonna die if he's not gonna heal up.
He never used his salve. He kept using tangos instead of just salving up one big time. Very interesting. Phantom is getting a lot of levels here. It looks like he is going the more greedy farm build. 1 point Lucent Beam, then maxing Moonglaves after 2 points of Lunar Blessing. He doesn't want to get him now, so he doesn't push the lane.
Yeah, he's saving the level. I hope he gets Lucent Beam. No, you would have got the kill if you Lucent Beamed. I know you wouldn't have, but I'm blaming it on that too again. Just like before. I'm blaming it on you not leveling that up.
It's still a lot of damage on Pentjack, and that forces him out. He can't be as aggressive as he was now. He cannot prevent Phantom from taking those jungle creeps.
Biggie with the chilling touch, level 2 chilling touch, it's a good amount of damage. And
It does.
It just drives
it
him
does
off.
do a lot of damage.
Penjack
So
taking
from
so much. Oh,
already
nice stun
level-
out onto Phantom. There's the follow-up Burrow Strike. Phantom, there's the Cold Feet as well. There's the Hex. There's the Lucent Beam, and he does get the Cold Feet proc, but Phantom needs to back off. Has no regen.
They have no salve.
They give him a
on
salve.
the side of GRIN.
But Phantom has a salve because Biggie is a good friend, and he didn't burn the salve last time.
Yes, he didn't use it on himself.
All
Tic Tac
part
losing
of
that
the
salve is
plan.
actually huge.
All part of the plan.
All part of the plan. Because there's not really anything now that GRIN Reavers can do. They are forced out of this lane until more regen comes in. It looks like some is coming in. Salve and Boots on the Courier coming out for Tic Tac. But while that's happening, they can't try to farm, because if they do, they just take so much damage and get forced out just like this.
Ugh. I really wish
Absolutely nothing.
sorry, Phantom. I wish you had done 3 levels of Lucent Beam. It would have been really cool. I know you go in the farming build and it's gonna help you in the long run. But 3 levels of Lucent
Typically the
Beam would have
build-
gotten you more kills, you know?
Typically the build is 2 points of Lucent Beam just to have that extra damage in lane. But like I said, if he plays anything like he played the Gyro last game, they're
Uh-oh.
going to be loving
Picking
it.
up Penjack on both sides. They found him! There's the Cold Feet, there's the hit, one more, and Penjack goes down, but there's Storm Spirit Prophecy has zipped in. There's the Burrow Strike to follow up. Phantom's probably gonna go down, has no stick charges, and he Lucent Beams one more time and goes down.
A fair trade for Reavers there. They do get the safe lane carry. Anything they can do to stop Phantom from getting as
Good
big as he was
rotation.
last game is good. There's a chase on the Grey Bush into the dire jungle.
There's the Skewer
Shockwave
to
out.
pull him back a little bit, or Shockwave. Fade Bolt to finish the
Fade
job.
For the finish. Very big. He was trying to go in to stop. Snowstorm was farming the hard camp sack in the Radiant Triangle, and he goes in and is stealing Reaver's stacks in their
Oh,
jungle.
that is
This
good.
big.
Here comes
Simba
the
is
TPN
trying to come
by...
into that's Grey
Stroke.
Bush TPing to the outpost.
Oh, here comes Prophecy. There's the Skewer outward, and he should be okay. Blackouts here is it 4 with the Inkswell Prophecy. Very nice combo. Oh, but telekinesis just in time. Inkswell does not connect. Well done by Blackout. And Firestorm
GSP
there
is
onto all the
pushing his
neutrals.
power.
GSP knows what's up. Good plays by both Blackout and GSP and Snow.
Yeah, great plays all around. I think that lift was huge.
Pit of Malice on the Grey Bush.
Grimstroke top.
With the Firestorm, it's
Does
not
he take
going to
out
be
from this?
quite
I don't think
enough.
he dies from this, but GSP is chasing him down. Does he find him? He thought he went to the right. He misses him. Grey Bush comes back to him.
Oh, are
and
they
he
going to
shows
connect?
himself.
Oh, he found
That
him.
is Grey Bush.
Inkswell
going
goes
way
out.
down here with
Firestorm gets dropped as
Firestorm.
well. Inkswell does connect, but he walks right back into the Firestorm. It's not going to be enough. Blackout look for the Fade Bolt, and he gets the Fade
Fade
Bolt,
Bolt.
getting the kill. GSP's like, hi Simba. How's it
There's
going?
nothing you can do, Simba. Run away.
I got a soul
And he runs
ring.
back to the jungle.
I got a
to his sad
headdress.
jungle
Oh.
without any stacks.
He's got 2 levels of split shot. That's good. He's got the Mystic Snake. Oh, okay. Mystic Snake is definitely better now. It's better for farming and just like stability, I guess. That's a good point. I didn't look at it that
It
way.
definitely is. Snowstorm here has 85 last hits, almost double the next
Oh.
hero.
Yeah, the
He
top
has been
3 last hit
farming-
spots are all on Envy.
Farming out of his mind. He won mid handily in the CS battle because of the base damage, but also clearing stacks in his own jungle, as well as the Reaver's jungle. 3k gold lead 9 minutes into the game.
Oh. And Snow's going the Echo Saver build.
Oh, he's going for damage. He has a DD
DD.
as well. Let's see
Save
if they
it
do
for
anything
Echo
bottom.
Saber.
Reavers sending 3 heroes bottom, both supports with the Sand King. It looks like they want to go on this Ancient Apparition. They don't know
Oh,
where
poor
Luna is.
Vicky. He's level 6 though.
They are setting wards up to try to hunt this Luna. I guess they did realize that he's not in the lane. And
Yep.
Jack pinging,
He's got Mask of Madness on
know
the
he's
on the Luna. Phantom's ready.
farming for free. Both supports still hunting. They have 1 ward. It looks like they're gonna keep pushing. Luna can kill them if they're not careful. They just
Well,
want
she
a
only
ward
has 1
hard
level
camp
Lucent
there.
Beam. She would die, right? Like,
I think the right clicks might be enough, and the Mask of Madness does allow her to run. And if both supports are next to each other,
that would be embarrassing. But I guess
dangerous.
Prophecy's kind of nearby-ish, so they could probably... Oh, Snow is pretty low. Snow, you gotta be careful.
yes, no.
Oh,
He does have
Penjack
a-
is
it looks
there.
like he's baiting, actually.
Inkswell
We're
with the
gonna
spring.
die.
Oh, but skewer away just in time, reading their minds. I mean, it wasn't too hard, but oh, there's the tips on the prophecy. BM tips. Okay. Okay. Everyone calm your
Very
faces.
nice. The level advantage is hugely, largely in favor of Envy. Their minimum level is 6. GRIN have 2 heroes at level 4 still.
Rubik, what are you gonna steal? Blackout, you're level 6. Steal something.
He's just gonna walk up to Greybush. It looks like he will get Stroke of Fate here.
I think Inkswell would be the best pickup, right? Or at least, or a
Inkswell
really good
probably
one.
would be, yes. But Stroke of Fate is good. It lets him deal more damage. He went Arcane Supremacy.
Lion's crazy
before
low and he
maxing
goes down
telekinesis.
to Biggie
Jack.
with. Oh, they used the. Okay. They used
RP.
the RP onto Tic Tac in the
Wow.
sandstorm. Skewer him back in and he goes down. Biggie just baited like the two of them and then Snow TP'd in and there we go.
Yep, it looks like they went for the kill, an Ice Blast turnaround, and Snowstorm easily finish off.
Biggie too
offlane.
strong. Ironwood Tree
Six.
+6 attributes. Way too strong.
And a 6k gold lead 11 minutes into the game. 124 last hits on Snowstorm. He is farming out of his mind. What does he have on his career? Just a clarity. He has Echo Saber plus
I was like, wait,
1.2K.
he can't already have Blink or something. He can't. No
I
way.
was gonna say he's out of his mind. No, he just has the Echo Saber, but he does have a nice amount of gold in his bank.
Very true. I wonder where he's gonna go because he could just go more damage. Just forget the. Oh no, he got Blinkita. Oh, they zip forward onto Underlord. GSP taking a lot of damage. There's a Hex. There's a Phantom's Embrace. There's a zip forward once again with Inkswell connecting, and he does go down. Ice
a
Blast
huge
comes out.
Ice
It
Blast.
connects on the
Penjack,
both of them.
Greybush.
Penjack goes down. Zip forward stolen by
Stolen zip.
Blackout. Finishes off Greybush. In Prophecy, DD Snow with Echo Saber. Oh, that damage. 350 damage per hit on Snow.
They get a free mid tower here,
Oh.
I believe. This Empower Magnus.
If I had
Look
Dota
at that
Plus,
tower.
if I had Dota Plus, it would show me like the damage, right? If I had Dota Plus, or does that not do it?
Well, it should just show up at the end of a fight. I guess it doesn't think the fight ended.
I was just curious the damage that like Snow did with the auto attacks onto Storm, because
Probably more than our
DD.
feeble minds could process.
oh, so much. And Biggie's so much taker than I expected. He's just like solo bottom like all the time. I love it.
He is, because he knows that if they dive him, they have to commit so much to dive, and he can just Ice Blast turn around any TP,
Yep.
immediately turns it around back in Envy's favor. GRIN would have to commit all 5 heroes, I think, just to kill Biggie the way he's
Blackout
playing.
zips forward, gets a telekinesis
Sword
on the
zip.
Simba. Ice Blast comes out. It does connect.
him.
There's Pit of Malice. There's the steal. There's the steals the a split shot.
Oh, what? I didn't
Yeah.
know you could
Rubik split
steal.
shot. That's confusing. I guess ever since I thought it's been inactive before, but I thought even when it wasn't active, that one time like 3 patches ago, you couldn't steal it.
Yeah, I just thought they made it where toggleable skills weren't available to be taken.
That is weird.
Very interesting.
Do it, Blackout. I want to see it. Just. I mean, you have to attack more than one thing, or not. It's okay. I'm just gonna follow you for a while until you do it.
They're invading the enemy triangle. They might go on these 2 support heroes mid. Penjack just now hitting level
Actually, he
6,
did it. He did it.
14.
He activated it. Whoa, Blackout. So many hits
Wow.
all at once. Okay, now I'm happy. You were
Amazing
listening.
help on the farm there. They're gearing for a fight mid. Penjack and Greybush. They see Biggie.
Biggie's
They
baiting
smoke
so hard. They know he's baiting. Zip forward, Phantom's
Silence
Embrace,
out.
Finger of Death, and wow, 3 times streak ended. Inkspell finishes, stealing the Static Remnant.
Tiger Remnant
GSP's
is very
there.
fun, though.
They're right there.
Greybush
The
walked in.
Shockwave misses. Blink forward, RP. Connects onto 2. They take out Grey Bush, and they do
All
take out
roots.
Prophecy. Blink forward,
It
Epicenter
does
by Tic
nothing.
Tac. Oh, that wasn't even a blink. There's a skewer back out of his own sandstorm away, but he is just taking so much damage. Lucid Beam, Shockwave, and Firestorm. Down he goes to GSP that time. Telekinesis forward, and 2 hits. Snowstorm is so much damage. Penjack
Oh
goes
my
down.
goodness.
killing
GSP
spree
already had the
for
pipe,
Snow.
completely negating the Sand King's attempted fight there. He
Oh, it was a
popped
full
the
pipe.
epicenter and burrow struck. Magnus and Underlord took
Oh.
maybe 100 damage from a full epicenter and burrow strike. 100 damage maximum. Easy cleanup
So
here.
damage
for Pot of
done.
Envy.
1,400 damage done by Magnus. 1,700 damage done by Underlord. 1,300 by SK. Oh god. Okay, Orchid is finished on Prophecy. That's pretty good. Ice Blast goes out. Does not connect on anyone. Reavers dropping pretty low. Biggie's posturing very far forward. Almost baits that Prophecy to zip for the commit. Does not connect. So there's the Ink Swell. It does connect on a Biggie. There's the Vortex, but he gets healed up at once by the mech. By the pipe and the
What?
Sick Charges. Pit and Mouse connects. Greybush goes down. There, Hex Fort and the Orchid on 2. Snow's like, I don't care. I'm still here. Tic Tac is there. Burrow Strike up in a couple seconds, but there's the, oh, that was weird. What?
It slowed him down enough.
How
to
did he?
stop him
He
being able
burrow
to move.
struck, but like the shockwave was somehow was there before. I don't.
Don't question it.
I want to see that again. What time? This is at 16 minutes 10 seconds. I'm gonna write that down. Sometimes I wonder. 16.
Sometimes I find myself
10.
saying for no reason at all.
11k gold advantage here for Pot of Envy. Only 16 and a half minutes in the game. They're just running down every single tower. Simba is trying to make something out of it, farming bot alone. All 5 members of Envy going to the Roche pit. They know they can take Roche. It's only 17 minutes in, but they're
They got it.
11k ahead. They can take it pretty much for free, and after doing this, they're going to go top and try to take that tier 2 tower, force a fight. They know if they try to force fights, GRIN can't handle it. There's not much GRIN can do. They have to go for pickoffs. That's what their team is about.
They have a
But
lot
it
of. They have a lot of good amount of burst damage.
They do. They have burst damage and they have nice like isolation-based things, especially now with the Orchid on the Storm. Greybush dewarding a sentry.
Tic Tac
Biggie
is
chasing him down.
gonna
Biggie's
have Blink.
running.
Oh whoa, and Pentjack goes down. Okay.
He went for a ward, gets caught by GSP in Snowstorm. Not much a small little lion, half the level of the Magnus can do there.
Phantom decides to get Satanic before actual damage items, but that works. I guess he's not really.
Dragonlance
Dying and-
Satanic. Wow, I've never seen this before.
Very fun stuff. GSP is just deep in there just because. Prophecy zips forward with the Orchid. Can he get the kill on GSP? GSP does not have pipe anymore. Is he gonna go down? One
Orchid.
more hit. Oh, Prophecy backs off.
No mana. No mana on Prophecy to follow that up,
Oh.
and he doesn't know where the rest of Envy can be. He knew they were pushing top, but they did disappear since the creep wave ended. Phantom's just gonna hit the tower, and GRIN have to go high ground. Snowstorm blinks in, not skewers, almost kills Greybush with 2 right clicks. That Echo Saber putting in work,
Ow.
but he has the Aegis. There's nothing they can do about it.
Definitely a good play, good choice by Prophecy because it would have been 2 more hits I think to kill GSP. Good choice to back off and not get sucked in.
Yeah, it was risky. Had he known where the rest of Envy could have been, maybe he could have done it, but not knowing, he does make the smart play and just backing off. Simba has been solo farming this bot area. Nobody from Envy has gone after him.
We
He's
do have Blink.
climbing.
We have Blink
He's
on the
only
SK,
2K behind.
which is good, and we have Manta finished on Simba, which
He
is
is only
also
2K
good.
behind the Luna here, which is good. But the Underlord already mech and pipe.
Oh,
They're just going for a tower speed run. They've sent Phantom bot to push out the lane. Simba, if he doesn't TP out here, might
Yeah.
get caught.
he's gonna walk right into Snow.
Snow's gonna
Oh
find
god.
him.
Oh, he is just
Oh, no.
surrounded on all sides. Simba,
Oh,
just go
they
right
do
there
have
and
a sentry.
TP.
They do have an obs ward that saw him.
Wait, how
Very
does?
smart warding?
How did he know? Oh wait, they have GRIN has a ward. Did GRIN
The
have a
obs
ward?
ward, if those did not go up to try to clear those ancients.
Oh,
the
zip
smoke
forward
is
by
in the
Prophecy.
top.
Very aggressive. Blink forward epicenter onto Finger of Death goes out of bolt. Ice Blast does connect. They throw everything
Yes,
onto Snow. He loses his first
Hero,
life.
And now they have nothing.
Yeah, what's left now? Greybush dies. Tic Tac dies. Lucid Beam goes out. Phantom has Eclipse if he wants to pop it, but he doesn't really need to. Pentjack has a thing, but he dies before he can actually get out the air spike. 3 heroes die, all for the Aegis. Epicenter, they dropped all their ults onto him. Everything. On the snow. It worked. It worked.
With the Aegis. Yeah, it would have been good if he didn't have the Aegis. But
Yep.
the fact that he had Aegis, Envy didn't pop any ults other than the Ice Blast, so they can very confidently.
Yeah, it's already back
high
up.
ground here. Yeah, all ults are back up, and you know, GRIN had to spend all of theirs. They used Stone Gaze, they used Finger, and they used Epicenter. All of those on a minute cooldown.
Stolen Mystic Snake. Yeah. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't steal mana. Whatever. There's the air spike onto Phantom, Zip 4, Orchid onto Phantom. Phantom's in a little bit of trouble, but Inkswell does connect onto GSP. There's a lift up. There's a root with the Pit of Malice. They're okay. They got pipes. They just mech'd up. There's an air spike once again onto Phantom with a lot more damage. They do finish off the tower though. Pit of Malice making sure that Storm cannot zip in that easily.
Phantom just standing in front of his entire team.
Soulbind goes out. Oh, Great Bush just melts. Nice 3 hero Impale.
Well
Ice
done.
Blast goes out. BKB on Snow. What in the world? Okay, RP goes out. Take out Tic Tac. Take out Prophecy. Phantom has Satanic, but he already popped it. Simba's getting turned around on top of. There's Cold Feet. It does not proc. Nice Hex
The Hex
onto
does
Snow.
save him there.
Simba's okay. Simba does not have the shard, but it's okay.
If Penjack does not Hex Snowstorm there during the skewer, I believe they get Simba. They still do get racks here. That's crazy.
Going forward, oh, Simba gets lifted up, gets pushed all the way back and slowed. There's the Chilling Touch, pops the Manta. He might get away. He does get away.
He gets away. He does not get procced twice.
Well
by the
done.
Malice.
Oh, but here comes Ice Blast. Ice Blast.
Ice Blast.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Oh,
he's fast enough.
nice dodges if it was on purpose, Simba. So
What?
close. Nice
He
attempt,
pops
Vicky.
Epicenter and blinks in.
You were almost
Absolutely
there.
nothing by Tic Tac. An absolute waste of an Epicenter.
Oh, wait. Was he trying? I've totally missed that.
He popped it when there wasn't even an Envy member in the base.
Aww. That's really hard to do too because you can just cancel the old channel anytime and you don't lose it. So it's really hard to mess up these days.
Wow.
Did you knew that happened, right? Because that was a big deal.
I did not. When I say my Dota knowledge is from like 5 years ago, that's where it's at.
Yeah, so now it's like if it doesn't actually go off, so like if you can stop at any time during the 2 seconds, or if you get stopped, it doesn't go
It's
off
just like a
cooldown.
natural drop.
The cooldown doesn't start until you actually finish the channel.
Yeah, okay, just like Nature's Prophet. Very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good. I like those changes. It does
like it
make
too.
it, you know, a little more annoying to play against because now you can't just nullify it. But quality of life change for the Sanctum player, always nice to see.
It's like with ET, where if you cancel his Echo Stomp during the animation because it's so long, then it does go on cooldown. So yeah, it's like a quality of life stuff.
Yes.
So Simba
Sand King does have a dagger now.
got the shard.
Now though.
Simba got the shard, so that works for proct for targeted spells. That'll be Lucent Beam, and Telekinesis, and Fade Bolt, and
And Cold Feet.
Cold Feet and Spell Seal. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, he has been being targeted by a lot of like single target spells. So this is good pickup. I wish he had the Ags now though. I don't think the Mansa's going to do much. He just needs more farm. He is going Ags now. He buys one piece of it, but he's still 3,000 away from it. Him getting the Ags, if he's able to get it before any more racks fall, can be a big turning point. That
Pentjack got Blink. Now they got double. They have even more Blink burst damage. They got Blink on
So-
Lion, Blink on SK, and Zip in on Prophecy. That they're really going on this pickoff build.
They do have a nice ward here just outside of range of that sentry. So they do see what's going on back here, but they're posturing for a bot push, just clearing the wave right when it spawns. Phantom does have the butterfly now, butterfly, satanic, and dragonlance.
We'll see if he actually starts
20.
contributing. Oh, he's been contributing. Sorry, Phantom, you've been contributing. But I do feel like Snow has been the much more dramatic contributor.
The much more flashy one for sure.
There we go. Up, Zip forward.
go
There's
in.
the Orchid. just because on Phantom, Zone Gaze is popped with the Pitted Malice as well, but they
just
got rid of that
Envy
creep
get to
wave.
re-engage here.
They killed those creeps so hard. They did it.
They have so much wave clear. They're waiting for their creeps from bot to push. It has been so long, but they are finally getting to run up. Greaves on the Underlord.
Oh, they got
They are ready to
Greaves.
fight this. Chrysalis on the
Tank the
Magnus.
tower. It is time. Firestorm goes out, zoning them out, pops the pipe, Soulbind goes out. Oh my gosh, Greybush just gets wrecked from Fade
There
Bolt
wasn't
and
even a
Firestorm
hero
and
near him.
my goodness.
He melts.
You would have fallen just now.
What in the world was that? Okay, there's the target spell. Blink
The
forward,
skewer.
skewer, RP, BKB popped, Sandstorm, Epicenter gets popped, but doesn't really do anything. GSP is actually kind of low, but Phantom with a triple kill. The racks are melting. Buyback by Greybush, because that was a team wipe, I guess. Well, I guess Greybush had died earlier.
Oh. Envy just want to end the game. They
I was
don't
like,
wanna
Snow,
give him-
yeah, Blink forward,
Why
skewer
does-
out, and Greybush dies to 1, 2, 3 hits by Snow.
They're clearing up the tier
That seems to be
4s.
about it. The Glaive's wreaking absolute havoc. GSP was low, but now he's not low anymore. And this seems to be it.
That will be a clean
Last 4 to
2-0
5.
by Pot of
Think we can add Magnus to one of Snow's core heroes now, because that was pretty awesome. Zip in,
This
work it, and they get the kill on a Prophecy. Pit of Malice, and they get the kill on a Penchak. One more kill for Phantom. He is unstoppable. And then finally the game ends. GG is
seeing
called.
the in-game screen is probably a sigh of relief for GRIN Reavers there. 29k gold lead there at the end.
Oof.
26-minute game. That was an absolute slapping.
One-sided from start to finish. Looks like our prediction was right on that one. They had some fun. They
Sad.
changed it up, but yeah. I did think GRIN
Feels
Reavers had a
very bad.
better chance. Like their team seemed to be more balanced. Didn't really go well for them in the lanes.
It did, and it seems like the team coordination was a bit more there for Envy, and that may be due to Reavers having a stand-in
That's a good point.
on their off lane.
And their
Although
captain is the one that
off
was
lane
out.
did good work. I think the drafting and coordination from the captain, their captain being the person gone, may have played a huge role in this.
That's a good point, because that can have a huge impact if there's a shot caller, if there's a planner, and they're not there anymore. Then things are a bit different.
Things can fall apart very easily there, but great games by Pot of Envy. They really show how to play this meta, I think. Nice farming safe laners, Phantom playing the Gyro and the Luna, just sitting back and farming while the other 4 heroes do all the work, coming in late game, or not even in this case, late game, mid game, huge gold advantage, pushing every tower as a 5-man, winning every fight. Amazing play here by Envy.
Congratulations to them for winning both games. That pretty much guarantees them a spot in the playoffs. Looks like GRIN will have to win at least one game next week, I think, to ensure their spot. We'll see how it turns out. But still, one more week to go in the regular season for the Contender League before we head to the playoffs. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Papa Fish, for co-casting this game. I hope you had fun. I certainly had fun,
Thank
like I always do.
Thank you for having me. It was very fun. My first cast, so very
a-
fun. Thank you for
It
having
was
me.
a pleasure having you, and you're welcome back anytime. But you got such a good casting voice yourself. You might want to consider casting yourself or being the lead caster, because it's a very
I
pleasing
might.
voice. You would be very appropriate.
Thank you very much. I would love to actually do casting. Maybe once I can upgrade my PC to handle it, I would like to do that. Thank you very much.
Yep. Well, good night, everyone, and thank you, Papa Fish. See ya.